Once we click the buttons, everything is good. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever it is. Happy Saturday, happy Friday night. I don't know. Welcome to APAI. What is it? Week 2. First match for me, and this is Chimera versus EVO, or EVO versus Chimera, whichever way you want to look at it. But first, may I point across to the right-hand side there and introduce again the lovely Blue Rose Jelly, who has gladly come along and volunteered her services yet again to keep me company and keep me in check. Blue, hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, good. Good to see you, and thank you very much for being here.
That's all right.
You excited? You playing this weekend? I want to know that first.
No, I played last weekend, so I'm casting this weekend. I'll probably try and alternate my weeks, get some games in.
Right, very good, very good. And we're just doing my late sound checks here as we go through, as we always do. I've got to make sure everything's right. Remember that one we did that other week, Blue, where I think it was Windows reduced my sound down to 6 or something? Yet it's not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
But we're fine. My microphone's sitting here today, so I'm hoping that that sounds good. The fish tank's over the back there for anyone who is super keen to see my little cozy friends that hide at the back there. Blue, of course, can't see any of this. She's got a point of view for us, and I've got a point of view. And we're watching a match today, and it's going to be... What's the map? It's not Saint-Marie-de-Mont. It's actually bloody... Quarantine, I think. So let's get the right video up, shall we? Where is Quarantine? Quarantine, hello. Did I do a Quarantine flyover reel? Well, of course I did. Here it is. This is Quarantine. All right. So what can we say about Quarantine, Blue? Town centre's the fun spot, isn't it? That's...
Oh, yeah. So many buildings, so many corners. You're just like ducking and weaving into houses. It's very close quarters in the middle there.
Absolutely. Now, of course, naturally, the first thing I've done here is put the wrong header on. Round 2 for APAI round 2, and it is Chimera versus EVO. The good news about this is it is a delayed stream, so I'll probably be able to fix that before it actually goes live. Save everyone the grief. They'll be going, what the fuck is going on here? But anyway... The match is on. What's APAI, Blue? What do you know about APAI, please?
One acronym that I keep getting wrong. I've called it the APAI, so I just can't say it.
All right, it's the Asia Pacific Americas Invitational, APAI. And what it actually means is it's a global comp that just got started, and there's a few comps going around at the moment. There's HCA, there's the APAI, there's the 18 versus 18, there's the seasonal, there's the APL coming up, there's the something with an E, ECL, European Community League, and of course the BPL, the Big D Premier League, which I think number 2 is coming up for that soon. There's a hell of a lot of stuff going on for Hell Let Loose at the moment, and so cool, considering where we started in the Oceanic community at the start of this year, which was pretty much not doing anything of this sort, just a few bits and pieces here. So many lads and lasses have stepped up and brought their A game in organisation, and so we can sit here now as casters and talk to these matches, you know, judge from the almighty chair of judging, as we do of play that evolves in front of us, and what we would clearly do better. There's no question that the casters are, you know, better. There may be a thing in the future, Blue, where I'm actually going to put together a casters challenge where the casters will get together, form a team, and challenge the community. That one's bouncing around the back of my head. I just don't have time at the moment, unfortunately. There's just too many things on, as we just talked about. But this is the APAI. Now, you've watched both of these teams at some stage. I have cast both teams. I've obviously cast Chimera extensively, but I've actually also cast EVO once or twice. Just going to find, it was a friendly match on the 3rd of July, Big D versus EVO. So that was the Big D community, which would have been a blend, of course, of the different clans across Big D. You know, there's some NRD, some Emu Wolvettes, OC, things like that, you know. For the life of me, I've just got to remember who won that one. Who was it? Let's have a look. It was a defeat, 3-2 loss to the Big D community. So Evo beat that community back then 3-2. Both communities, of course, have come a long way since that.
I remember that. I think watched that. We were watching you stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I streamed it. I can't remember who I streamed it with. I'm sorry. This has been so many matches. It may have been with Stu. It may have been with someone else.
The first ones. That was way in the beginning. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, for me, it was kind of in the middle of this year. So yeah, it's just they're all blur matches now. But I do recall a lot of these matches. There's a bunch of stuff that I've actually done before that I kind of remember bits and pieces of. Okay, we are getting most of the teams here now. I can see 35 and 34 on the sides at the moment. So we'll talk briefly about Quarantine. I'm just going to bring up the map for Quarantine if I can, so we can talk to that. That's one here. This is the Quarantine map here. No, that is not it. That's the Quarantine map here. All right. So looking at that now, the important area at the start of any match, of course, is the middle of the map, top to bottom. So this is a west-east, east-west map. Top to bottom, we've got Canal Crossing, Town Centre, and train station. In the flyover in the background there, folks can actually watch some of those areas because I did this as part of the whatever it was that I did, Premier League or whatever, where we was filming the middle areas. Town Centre is probably the hardest to do anything on. Once you dig in there, you can dig in there pretty well. But there's a lot of, smart teams have worked out how to play the Town Centre now both ways, so it could be good. I've seen a lot of battles recently on Canal Crossing, actually, and one of the things that fascinates me the most is that people do not use the canals properly. So the overwatch fire from either east or west banks there has been rubbish from most teams. So if they have that to fight over at the start or anywhere along the top of that map, I definitely want to see both of these teams showcasing that type of playstyle. And then train station, it's a bit untidy old train station. There's overwatch fire from the south, southeast. There's a lot of buildings to the north. There's train tracks lurking around, sort of stuff. Probably one of the harder ones to defend, to be honest, train station. Whereas Canal Crossing, if you play it smart, you can defend that all day, and then Town Centre's maybe 50-50. That's my assessment. Does that sound about right to you? Is that what your experience on these ones are?
Yeah, it depends on who gets the who gets the town centre first. If you can get there first, get into the right buildings, then you kind of have a chance to just like set up and then just hide, and they can't get you with a bombing run because you're always inside. But the other ones are quite open, so you're at risk of getting hit from bombing runs. So there's other places than just in the circle that you want to be, and those are the places you really want to hold.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So just to let you know what's going on through this match, of course, let's make sure I pick the right page here. What have I got here? APAI Live. That's the one I want, I believe. No, I've picked the wrong thing here. Hang on a sec. Let's just get that little transition that I made. So this will be...
have a map change though?
We do have a map change. Okay, 26 seconds away from an actual match start here. So this is it, ladies and gents. Up the top of the map there, you can see us looking at Chimera there. We'll be on the Allied side, so that's where their logo is at the top. I'm on the Chimera team for this match. Blue is on the EVO side. They're the Axis team for this one. Her screen is the top right corner there that we can actually see. So we will have Blue in nice and tight on some action. She'll be looking for very specific stuff throughout the whole thing, whereas for me, I'm going to be looking at that more broad perspective. And then we will do the two map comparison a few times, and there's just little logos on there to give you that. Okay, probably create an armor squad there, Blue, and lock it, and that'll do us. I don't think they're going to use that many armor squads. I don't even know. I've read the rules for this, by the way.
Confuse them with their 12 armor squads.
I have read the rules. All right, we're just having a look at the two teams here now as we quickly look through some of the players there. I'm just going to scroll through them very quickly there for folks to get an idea of who's playing from what. Of course, I know the Chimera team very, very well, so I'll be able to talk to them pretty vigorously. A couple of the EVO folks I know from previous, but not many, and a lot of them have got, of course... names that are not readable to me because they come from China. EVO being a China team. Blue, we are fighting over train station. I like it. I like that a lot. So I'm just going to get my little old camera down here and have a look. It's a little bit chunky actually. This is a non-Australian based server, non-oceanic server. Wonder what my lag rate is here. Gosh, that looked very sluggish. That's not too terrible. That's all right. We don't move that fast normally anyway. Blue, if I could get you to bring up your map there very quickly, and we will have a look at hopefully we'll have a look at the two maps together. All right, there you go, ladies and gents. So Chimera on the left there with the Axis button up the top there. Allies EVO on the right. Blue, what we'll do is we'll start by getting you to talk through what you see on your screen there, please. What are EVO up to? It's a 35v35, remember that. So what are they doing? Blue, tell me.
I am seeing 3 transport trucks, a supply truck, and one of their light tanks already heading straight down the tracks and to that south area where those little rivers and lakes are, all the way onto train station. So my guess is they're going to get all set up, pop all of their garrisons down as they go, and then push into train station and try and cap it first. They have the buildings on their side. There's a bunch of big buildings right on like the southeast side. So they probably would get all their OPs up in there. There'll be a garrison, and they'll want to dig in there so that they can hold train station.
Yeah, this is the way you want to do it, ladies and gents. We don't get this luxury on 50 versus 50 to have the 2 cameras like this very often, nor do we get to be squad leaders, both of us. So what we've actually got today, of course, is all that extra intelligence or intel on the map as to what the teams are actually doing, where they're marking stuff, where they're actually picking up information. On the Chimera side, you can see preset, oh bloody Uplay's open, isn't it? Of course it is. Why wouldn't you be? What we can see is preset stuff down the bottom there from the Chimera team as they try and push Ubisoft Connect. Goddamn stupid bloatware. All right, artillery down the bottom there. They're going to try and hammer that area, and they're hammering in the middle as well. So they've got a bit of preordained artillery going in there. Chimera, of course, will be a rush on the point straight up, and there's a huge wave right in the middle there you can see, and the bottom as well. So they're looking to dominate the bottom 2 rows. We've got a supply truck in the middle and a couple of lads in the truck there with a medium tank and a light tank there. Not seeing the north play they usually do. That's quite surprising. Usually there's a bit of a flanking action going around, but I do not see that today, so I'm wondering what Chimera are thinking there, but we'll watch them go.
The supply truck stuck already. They've popped it into the river.
Oh no good.
I don't know what it is. There's a wheel or something. It's just caught and it won't go. So they're gonna have to either do a supply drop or they're gonna have to get a bunch of people to drop boxes and double box it. But that is wedged on probably that little bush there, which is really annoying for the commander there. Let's clippings on.
Dear. Okay, well, that's a terrible start for the EVO team there as they start to push into the point now. We're just watching this first play. Chimera definitely got the bodies in there quicker, noting that the supply truck, of course, didn't have hardly anyone in it. So it's not about the getting the troops on the point, that supply truck. It's about reinforcing it. Chimera have absolutely dominated down the bottom of the map here. Yeah, they've got a full squad down here and there's not a single EVO player. EVO have just gone with the straight push in the middle there, and of course that's a great rocket there from Mr. It's pushed right in there and smashed into something, killed a couple there. Chimera taking the early cap here, and they're taking it quite well. They're getting their troops forward. There's pre-positioned artillery coming in now. That artillery down the south, Chimera were expecting EVO to be down there, and there's not a soul to be seen except for this poor bugger in the middle of the field who's about to run into about 5 or 6 Chimera players. And there he goes.
No one down in that square. F8, they haven't quite pushed there, but the tank is coming through Montpellier, I think is how it's pronounced.
Yep.
I have a feeling that's going to come through there as well. But they have the whole entire team is in F7.
Isn't it? I was just looking at your map just there in the corner at the top right, as we said before, and they've got literally everybody in there except for 1 or 2 up north who are likely going to run into... Well, there's Chimera up there, so there's already a fight going on. So Chimera taking first blood on the point here, and they've held off EVO. The trouble with train station, of course, is that EVO are no slums. They are absolutely just going to be able to keep pushing in here. You can't really dominate these buildings very well until you clear the whole lot. There's artillery being called for in there. Chimera know that they haven't been able to take those buildings. So EVO do still have a pretty good front line here. And we do know, of course, that they have the numbers down here as well in this center of map. But having said that, they are still looking a little bit thin on the ground. I'm quite surprised by that. Chimera just whipping across here to have a look at what's going on in the south of the map. I can hear a tank. Okay, so EVO's play has been to send a Lukes down to the bottom of the map there to work that area while the body of troops takes the center of the map. But Chimera know about that tank already. That's marked. And there's the Panzer IV saw in the middle of screen, actually, hiding behind some bushes. It's 200 metres, I suppose, out from the point. There's something just blew up down south there. That's another tank. Okay, I would suggest that was the Stuart. It's tried to flank the Lukes, and it's been absolutely smashed by God knows what. Okay, well, that might have been the Panzer IV that got that. Oh, this is a bit untidy for a start. And Chimera now losing the numbers on the point because they've got EVO right in there, Blue. So EVO are going to be... Oh, no, it's blinking. It's definitely blinking.
All over it. I've got one guy, Nagaisa. Oh, I'm sorry if I butcher anyone's name. He's just been running straight in, hiding in the tracks, picking them off around the buildings, around these little log piles. But he's all up in there. Where is he? We're right in the middle of it. So he's picking them off as they try and get back into the circle.
Sorry about this, folks. I've just got to do some adjustment here. This seems to be grabbing a lot, and I'm not sure whether that's... I don't think it'll be my computer, but I'm just going to... Yeah, nothing's working that hard here, so I reckon it might just be a little bit of server overbanding. First blood, 8 minutes in, not even 7 minutes in. First blood has gone to Chimera. They have taken the point. They are not looking strong though, there, Blue. That's definitely not looking strong. Let's bring up our two maps if we can, please, and have a quick look at where we got at that point in time. Mount Halei is, of course, the next point as we talk about there. I don't seem to have your screen, Blue. Where have you gone?
My screen should be there.
Why?
It's not a screen without technical difficulties.
Why?
Just for you while you figure it out. So we've got 3 garrisons. We've got G6, 7, and 8. We've got them all along there, which is a nice spread. They're setting up a backup, Gary, in, I think, H8. Yep, for Mont Halais, but they are all still in that F7 little square. They're all around the buildings. They're just putting pressure on train station, but they are they have the numbers in proxy, and they're just slowly pushing up and picking Chimera off as they get into that circle.
Okay, well,
everything's marked at the time. They've got all the infantry marks there.
Yeah, that's God. There's a lot of info on the Chimera side. I'm just going to zoom in on that briefly and have a look here. We're watching Blues on the right there as she looks in on the point. That's a lot of information to take in if you're a squad leader. I guess I'd rather more than less. Yeah, just getting a little bit of rubber banding here, and we can see the points blinking back in Evo's favour now. Blue. They've got the. They've got that cap weight happening. It's blinking backwards and forwards, so it's not going to be anybody's at the moment. That Luke's is causing a bit of havoc. A little bit of an angry Luke's. You can't beat an angry Luke's, ladies and gents. We've got an angry Luke's in the point. So let's get ourselves across and have a look here now and see what's going on the point. Right, Chimera just backing off a little bit here with their numbers. I don't know if they actually moved anyone out. They've still got a big force down south. Nobody's really using the north side of the map at all. So this is stalemating at the moment. Chimera are just losing slightly, but they've got a 76, so I'm going to suggest that is, unless it's a 75.
Ooh,
no, 75. 75.
75 has the short barrel. I'm still learning my tanks.
Well, it's a muzzle flash on a muzzle breach, whatever the hell it's called. Someone told me the other week and I still forget it. On the front.
Oh, that little thing, yeah.
If it's got the thing on the end of the barrel, it's a 76. If it hasn't, it's a 75. All right.
I'll probably get it wrong next week.
I get it wrong, and I've been told that about 100 times in the last 12 months. So there you go. Anto there up in the church. I could just see him up there. Andy there, squad leader in near that area. But it's all about this point at the moment. Nobody really cares too much about the rest of the map because this is where the fight is, ladies and gents. Chimera are in the fight of their lives right now. Evo are bringing it to them, and they're bringing it to them well. The point's blinking backwards and forwards. For those that haven't seen my streams before, blinking means where it changes hands backwards and forwards there. You see it's gone back in Chimera's favour. Now it's contested. Now Evo are trying to take it. And so rather than spell all of that out each time, I just say it's blinking. And it blinks backwards and forwards between the two teams. As cap weight is neutral or even at the moment. The tanks are certainly having a say about who does what right now. Someone from Chimera needs to do something about that Luke's. Evo need to protect that Luke's because it's doing great work here keeping the Chimera team out of the point. Although it is just
3 tank marks on that 75.
Just saw one of the Chimera anti-tankers try to get to it. That tank, of course, way too smart for him, and managed to nail it. Who's in that Luke's anyway? Blue, let's just see if any of the names that we know are in there.
find it. Where is it? Over there.
Yep. Or you can
Two
hover over
names.
them in the map if you need to either as well, and you'll get their names.
That's true.
Yep, can't read any of them,
I can't read
unfortunately.
any of those names. And then I can't read any of those names either. Apologies.
We're watching an airhead now start to come in on the point. I think that's an Evo airhead, Blue. Looks like it, absolutely. Blue now
It
throwing
is,
a
yes.
bombing run as well down. This is going to be bad for Chimera. Evo are going to take this. With that bombing run and that airhead, and they've got most of the cap weight on here at the moment anyway, this is a real problem for the Chimera guys. Some poor bastard from Evo just got nailed by their own bombing run, so didn't give him the heads up there, the old commander, or he wasn't watching, but...
Something happened on the airhead too. I don't know if that was an arty round or what, but there was this big explosion puff of smoke right above it. Must have hit the edge of the building, so I don't know if that was like a close rocket or they nearly took it out with their own arty.
Big bombing run coming in now from Chimera, the counter bombing run. Electro, the commander today, not normal commander. VK's usually the commander, but I believe he's away at the moment. Electro's in the command role, and he's just smashed into the back of the point there, which has given Chimera the advantage back. So Chimera now taking the point again. I think we're just going to stay on train station for a while here, Blue. 1 hour and 17 minutes to go.
Yeah. I'm looking at the airhead. The bombing run, it wasn't taken out by the bottom run, but a couple of the people who spawned on it. Oh, big spawn wave from Evo on that airhead. It took them out from the airhead, so they've respawned. But I have a feeling Chimera know where it is. Mister and Bubbles are coming this way. I wonder if they're going to the airhead.
Oh, artillery just nailed just about everybody there and stopped the cap again. It's blinking backwards and forwards here. At the moment, it's 50-50. Someone needs to phone a friend because no one's taken this point at the moment. I do my own jokes. Stop me, I'll show myself out. All right, that 75 is taking a little bit of a slap tickle over the back there, but he's okay at the moment. He's back behind the point and he's got a little bit of protection. What I do notice, though, in the 35v35, there is no... well, there's GoTrek maybe going in to help that 75 out, but they don't have a permanent person stationed on the back, probably because they can't afford the troops here in this type of number. You know, you can't have someone just lurking on the back of a tank the whole time. The tank crew have got to do a bit of the work themselves in repairs and stuff. But they're having a hard time, that 75. The point is now falling back into Evo's favour yet again. Blue, you're chasing the 76 right now. Yeah, see that muzzle breach on the front.
It's got the little muzzle thingy on the front. Right.
That's it.
If it turns you around, it'll get the airhead. It is currently right behind it. Who have you got? Anger, Panic, and Jam.
Yeah, but it's on the wall. It's behind a wall. They're not going to see it. It's covered by smoke too. They are not seeing it at all. They're not going to see that. But the airhead shouldn't have long left in it. And that artillery, it's doing its work. And here goes the cap back in Chimera's favour yet again. That airhead's now gone, I believe. Although, I can't tell from this distance. No, I think it might be still lurking in there.
No, it's still up. It's still just up. But Fable is getting pretty close. If they jump the wall, they might be able to get it.
Well, he's locking it at that distance. It's locked out there. Check your map quickly. I reckon that airhead's locked.
It's locked, yep.
So I don't know whether he's doing that deliberately.
It out as well. I think, well, he's running away. I don't think he's doing... No, it's unlocked now.
Yeah.
And it's gone. There it goes. That was it. He locked it out just long enough that it's now unusable.
Fable with the inadvertent saving grace there for the Chimera team. And I'm now starting to see the next point getting some pressure on it and get contested. Montelay is now getting sector capped by the Chimera team, of course. Where the hell is that person? Oh, that's one. That's Brian Died Aged whatever. Lurking up the back there. He's just literally sector capping and he's nowhere near it. He has no interest in trying to take that point. He's running around the back trying to take garrisons out. That's going to just shake up Evo a little bit. I think that's going to be a game-changing play, and I don't think he even tried to do it on purpose. But that
Whereabouts is he?
He is literally in Golf 7 on your map right now. Let's do the two map thing and have a bit of a look here for the folks at home.
So, the whole entire of the Evo team is still in that F7 area, and the proxy weight they must have on train station is gonna put Chimera in a bit of a worry because they can't leave. They have to get in the circle, but then again, getting in the circle is a bit dangerous. Recon coming over for Evo at the moment. Who was up at the back in G7? They'll probably be looking for that Gary, which is just on the edge of G7 there.
Yeah, looking at Golf 7, that's where Brian died. He's in there again now. So he's now sector capping again just by being in that grid square. And it is not deliberate. He's, it's the way to go. Run around the back and shoot their Garys and stuff like that. But I'll guarantee you that Brian was not intending to do a sector cap deliberately. They have no interest in the point right now. They're just trying to clear this attack that's relentless from EVO. Brian got into the back where the garrison is there. I'm just seeing it marked down below me here. There's that garrison. He didn't manage to kill it unless he put a satchel down, which I don't think he did. But at least they know where it is now. So I'd expect artillery to shift to that. And in about 10 seconds, I think there'll be an explosion there. That would be my guess. Unfortunately for the Chimera team, they have a bigger problem, which is a whole bunch of infantry about 100 meters out from the point itself that we're looking at in the center of screen right now. But I'm just looking at the southern map. EVO is sending some people out there, and they're holding off against that squad from Chimera that's pushing on the south. That's a smart play from Chimera having that team out there. But geez, it's come at a little bit of a risk because of the sheer volume of troops that EVO have put on the point. Hey, Blue. I mean, you in this level of play. Oh, there's that 76 getting shot in the arse by. I don't actually know who just shot the 76 in the arse, but it must have hurt. At this level of play, with only 35 per team and a couple on artillery, you don't have a lot of spare change to throw out on flanks like that. And Evo now just taking the point back again, Blue, with that sector weight, although Chimera have spawned. All right. I'm going to just record my voice for a second saying Evo taking it. No, now Chimera taking it. No, now Evo taking it. And then I'll just put that on repeat and go and have a beer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's start a tally on how many times the point blinks. We'll do that.
All right. We've got a tank coming around the back. What is that tank going to do? That tank is looking for that garrison, which is marked. And it is getting a good angle on that garrison, actually. I think he might have already shot it. Is that garrison gone at, where are we? Look, Gulf 7. I think that garrison's dead.
The garrison's still up. The Evo garrison, it is right in that little building. It's Gulf 7, numpad 1, right in the top corner in those little buildings.
There it is. I just found it. It's just down below me. They've sent a tank down to shoot that. It's put a little bit of pressure around the back onto Evo, and it actually has worked quite well. They've sent a squad at it. That squad have not done well, and Chimera now starting to push in the back of the point here. Of course, Evo will then counterflank those guys, I'd expect, and that will be all sorts of problems. Blue, tell me, in your assessment right now, for Evo, what do they need to do to crack this point home? Because they've been throwing everything at it at the front here, and it hasn't broken Chimera's defense. It's been close. They got down to about 80% cap before, but they haven't broken it open because of, the way... I guess the way to explain that to people is that if Evo kill 10 people from Chimera on the point and they start capturing, within 40 seconds, but usually a lot less than that, Chimera will get another spawn wave off on one of the garrisons in the sector and stop it from being capped. So the trade there, it's just not enough. You actually have to control their spawn in, or otherwise you're just trading backwards and forwards. And Chimera are too good to break like that just with the backwards forwards trade. So in your assessment right now, Blue, what do Evo need to do to bust this sucker wide open?
I'm gonna pull up my map.
All right, let's do that. Let's look at the maps.
Yeah, well, the maps, they're all in one square. I think what they need to do is get one or two people just to go squad lead, and then try and get around the north and south of them. Maybe not the south, it's a little open. Maybe watch that and stop them pushing in, because there's open fields and you could probably hold that from a couple of spots. But definitely go all the way up to town center, or even up to the church. Get up in there, get your OPs or something, and then come around the back, because you'll be halfway to derailed anyway. They need to, I think, maybe spread out. You'll lose a little bit of the sector capping and that pressure, but you'll then they'll have Chimera will have to then turn around, and then they'll be attacked from the flank. So I think maybe spread out just a little bit more will help.
Right, there we go. Someone's so the chat's live, by the way. The stream's live. Ladies and gents, lovely to see you. Welcome to this rip snorter of a match. This is an absolute pisser right now. We've been here 21 minutes now, flogging themselves to death on train station, and it ain't gone anywhere. We've just seen the cap going back in EVO's favour. It's now ripping back across to Chimera's favour. Please tell me in chat, by the way, if the sound is okay for both Blue and I. Really keen to know if that's going sound-wise. It's going pretty cool. EVO are trying everything here to try and break this Chimera defence, and they're having a red-hot go at it, and I think now we're starting to see a little bit of action down here. Whatever just happened, oh, it's a tank. That's a Panther. This is going to make a difference now. There's a Panther Blue. I would love you to follow that Panther down the bottom of the map there if you can, please. Keen to see what's going on with that as it pushes in. That will make a difference if they close off that south flank of the map. Then that might actually make a difference for them pushing the weight in on the point here. Now, it is hard though. It is hard. There we go. We're starting to see the cap go back in EVO's favour. No, it's back in Chimera's favour. All right. What fascinates me though is, let's have a look up to the north. Brian's up here. He's doing flanky panky, trying to find the. Yes, I did say flanky panky. He is trying to fly.
Traffic jam.
Around the back there.
I've got a traffic jam of tanks just here on the corner.
Oh, they've pulled 2 Panthers out.
Yeah, they got 2 of them. One of them has stopped, and I think might back up. Or they're gonna hop out for repairs. I'm not sure, but they're both gonna probably pop in and out of that little road there, and they could probably both stick their turrets down. Look, put your noses together. Oh, you know what? I'm a big fan of touchy bums. With tanks, you put your butts together, therefore you can't be hitting the butt because your butt is another tank.
No, you actually just run one tank forward and one tank off to the flank and slightly backwards. The front tank covers from 1 o'clock around to, say if it's front one's left and the back one's slightly right and rear. Yep. Front tank covers from 1 o'clock on the clock right around till 9 o'clock, and the rear tank covers from 11 o'clock around to 3 o'clock, and that covers pretty much a 180-degree arc in front of the 2 tanks as you push forward.
Oh, yeah.
And then have an infantry group following you, and that's unstoppable. Blue, I'm noticing something really cool, and I brought up my map. I don't need yours up right now. At the back there at India 7, Red 6 has pulled in with a sneaky around the back play. Supplies are coming in at Hotel 7 there, and Red 6 is going to set up a garrison on those, and there's going to be a push on Mount Halay. But the trouble is, of course, we're seeing, as we just saw with Blue before, the 2 Panther combo is quite a nasty little bit of kit, and they are shelling the shit out of the point, which is going to make life merry hell for the infantry on there. There's an Overwatch group. It's interesting how Chimera have set this up, actually. If I'm just going to get down into the Chimera play here and have a look. And we just look at the terrain here a little bit more from a bit of a closer perspective. Chimera have set up this defensive line up here, up next to a garrison, and they're just starting to push out now. And it's just to the north, map north of the point, but it's a fair way out, and they can't see the point from up there. I guess they're trying to push towards the east and sweep around for those attacking forces coming through up there, which are getting hit by artillery. The guys on the point, Fable, McFly, I mean, they're just getting shredded by tanks.
Unknown's going to take a shot at this Panther. Sorry to interrupt. He's hiding right in the corner there. Come on, just get the second shot on it. Oh, I think he took himself out. I think it may have been a little too close, but you have to take that shot because you run the risk of it not working. I think he did hit it twice, but the splash got him.
He did. But see, there's nothing wrong with that because he's got no ammo left. There's no point unless you go hunting garrisons. But
that's an easy redeploy. There you go. Take yourself out, get sent back to the redeploy. The tank is backing up and it's currently smoking, which I don't think it's supposed to be doing.
What he's done there is he's forced that tank to have to pull out of the fight and go and repair itself, which gives some a breathing space on the point, because that's what they needed right now. A little bit of just a breather on the point because they're just getting smashed to the shithouse here. Well done to Evo, by the way, for putting a sustained pressure on here. We've been going, Blue, it's only 25 minutes into the battle so far. I feel like I've been casting for an hour already. It's amazing how these matches do this. When they start like this and it's just an absolute stand there and slug the shit out of each other, it feels like I've already been casting for an hour.
Yeah, you can tell you can kind of tell that it's going to be like a midpoint fight because no one gets further out of midpoint. They meet at the same time. Someone will cap it first, or it's a 10-minute wait just for someone to cap.
Here's a bomber run.
And then it's just a mess. Then everyone's just throwing themselves at that point the entire time.
There's a precision strike's gone in. I'm not sure if it's hit anything.
I don't think that hit
Here
the
it
tank.
comes.
I saw an explosion.
Bombing run. Oh, big bombing run. Big. I don't know what happened. Something died. The precision strike. It got a Panther and the other one's burning. Electro.
Run or the precision strike?
Precision strike picked up that Panther. Look, okay, it could have been either, because if that was the burning tank, I couldn't quite see, because just as I looked,
it was the healed tank. So the one there on my screen, just at the top there, that was completely healed. This one I'm just currently backing up with. That was being repaired, and when the bombing run, that last bomb from the bombing run, took out the 2 crew members who were repairing. So I haven't. It's just the driver who's back there, and they'll be backing up right round the corner. So it took one tank got down, and the other one's forced to retreat because there is no crew in there.
They will be backing up to Germany because half of the fucking world just got thrown at them. They're sending everybody to repair. That was an absolute ball-busting, game-breaking play there from Electro. What a big play. I haven't seen one from that like that for quite a while. He has absolutely cracked open that attack from EVO and just completely closed it down. Now the infantry now are going, there's nothing to see here. We just shoot people. Well done from Electro there. EVO would not have been expecting that. 2 Panthers in that close proximity, though. Anybody watching right now, learn the lesson, ladies and gents. That was bloody unfortunate. I think it was Das Führer the other week who almost picked up 2 or 3 tanks with a satchel. Don't put them together that close. By all means, work as a team. Oh, that is brilliant play. That was artillery, wasn't it?
No, the crew of the tank have been taken out.
Unknown.
The people are repairing. Someone took a shot, and then I think it might be Brian.
Brian ran the back. Yeah, Brian died age something or other. He's just smashed. He just smashed that crew. That tank's in all sorts of trouble. Just follow that tank because that is, it's going to make a difference. But look at the next point. Oh, this is just incredible. What Chimera have done there, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to pull up the 2 maps, please, Blue, because this is impressive stuff. This is this combined arms multitasking thing that goes on. We talked about 5 to 10 minutes ago about Red 6 going around the back there and doing some stuff, and he's been annoyed a little bit back there by people. But what he's managed to do is set an OP up, and that precision strike and bombing run have stopped the EVO attack. They wiped out a tank, and then at the same time, Red 6 has got his squad to spawn on him. He might have even had anyone in his squad. They've just said, right, 3 or 4 people jump in Red 6's squad, Bravo squad, let's go, spawn Montelay. Right now, I'm looking at it right now on Montelay. There's an airhead that's just been put down as well, and this is going to go 4-1 to Chimera. Right now, Blue, EVO have been caught out completely with some absolutely impressive gameplay there. Gosh, isn't that what you want to see? That is absolute strategy and tactics 101 right there, ladies and gents. Don't just go pushing on the point early. A little bit of pressure down there, sure, but secure your last point and make sure your defense is holding on long enough. Get rid of some of the threats to the other point, and then bam, big spawn in on there straight away. Then surge like there's no tomorrow. And this is now, EVO now surging in response. Although they are in a bit of trouble. There's that airhead coming in still. That airhead's going to be uncontested. It's well and truly away from where EVO are trying to spawn in. If Chimera, because this point's blinking, if they surge another squad on here, Chimera will pick this up. This is EVO running back now, of course, Blue. EVO have really got a problem here, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they're pushing back. They're definitely going to try and hold... Whoops, not mark the map. Let's not do that. They've got that garrison in G7, so they can push onto both points from that. Just spawning on that garrison puts them in the proxy cap for Montelay. They have another garrison just behind as well, and they'll just be pushing in and trying to clear them out. The tank is currently... The tank is flipped on its head in Montelay. I missed that. I wasn't... But it's still shooting, though. The tank is still... It is upside down in a trench, but it is still firing away. It is going for it, yeah. I've done that before in a Tiger, and let me tell you, it is a task to put a tank on.
I am sorry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thought only I could do that, and I actually had to drive up over a fence and get the game to glitch to get my tank to flip over on its head.
Went off a bridge.
We killed some shit. when we were like that. This thing is flipped on fucking fresh air oh my goodness, Blue.
But you know what? They're in the point. They're in the circle. They're sitting there. They're cap way. So they are. Look at that on the map. They are right in there. They are good to go. They are what I would say dug in.
Defending, all good. What none to see here. This is the defensive tank. It's
They are on defense. Like they are solid defense. The turret's turning. If they keep the turret there and then just keep firing, I reckon they'll clear out people trying to get them. I've got Mister coming up. Probably going for that satchel. Yep.
Jesus. I just.
No. The satchel. Oh, they're gonna have to jump out for that. But then there goes Milk.
That
satchel is on. So we're about to see a tank go.
I would have left it.
I say leave the tank, but you know what? I want to see if the satchel flips it back around the right way.
Oh no, it's going to flip it into a million pieces, Blue. There's no saving it there. I have never seen the like in any of the competition streams. There's another Panther coming in to try and flip it. That's no. Never mind there.
This is upside down. The carcass is upside down. The carcass didn't flip the right way around. That's good. I like that.
I have never seen anything of the sort. That airhead didn't go anywhere. The Chimera guys, though, I mean, it might have been a distracting airhead too. But what it's allowed Chimera to do, ladies and gentlemen, is they've pushed away from the point now. Look at that. This area here, about 10 minutes ago, was completely dominated by EVO, and now they are having it contested around there with the guys sort of shooting around the back here, trying to cover that north flank. Red 6 there up in the city there. We can see at the top of the screen doing some work up there. Andy is the defensive squad leader, by the way. So he's hanging at the back, and it's a smart play, covering any lurkers and sneakers. That is brilliant stuff from Andy, from Chimera there, putting Andy back there to defend. EVO, though, I tell you what, I just said that EVO have lost this area and they're really struggling. They've slaughtered everyone that's come in there from Chimera. So let's just watch this for a little bit here and see what the EVO team do as they start to push back into the point. Chimera have not been able to push this advantage on Montalay that they had against the fucking upside down Panther. I cannot believe it.
I will say that tank was taking out a bunch of them because it kept firing, and I think if it had shot just before the satchel was placed on it, it may have been able to take out the AT with the satchel. You start with this, so whoever had the satchel. May have been able to take them out because it was clearing the area around it. But unfortunately, they didn't shoot in time. He was definitely dug in for defense there, I will say.
You know what? I give no fucks who won tonight. That upside down tank has made my absolute weekend. It really has. That is the way. That is the way to pillbox, ladies and gentlemen. Run your Panther into the point, flip her upside down, and then just swivel her around and shoot whatever. You've heard of the Maginot line. It's got nothing on that tank.
No. Whatever happens, best moment, that tank, for sure.
Where's the highlight reel?
For sure.
I honestly can't even. That was just freaking awesome. I just love it. Anyway, let's cast the damn game. All right, Chimera have lost their attack on Mandalay. There's nothing left down here. Let's go to the two maps, Blue, and have a bit of a look what's going on again. Just brilliant. Chimera still have some good pressure here at Hotel 6. There is a 76 whipping around the back there. The gangbang tank, as we like to call it, because it's got gangbang in it. Chimera got great sector control there. Literally 8 garrisons set up. I see that the Electro is just pulling down garrisons around the back here, try and get some attacking stuff up, and that's part of the problem, isn't it? But okay, Blue, let's talk about it from your perspective there. What are we looking at on your screen? Tell me a story.
So we've got another tank just behind me somewhere. We've got another Panther. Yeah, Panther. Yes, I've got it right. Yes. I guess the tank crew is back. Excellent. They're sitting just behind the Montalay point, and they're probably guarding that garrison. They're starting to push out from Montalay, and they're going from the garrison in G6. And they'll be pushing back down into train station, probably establishing a garrison in G7 again, so they can put that pressure on train station and get Chimera, the pressure off from Chimera on Mount Halay.
Yeah, and that's good work there from EVO trying to get stuff happening. Of course, there's another 76 on the point here now. Okay, so Chimera have got two 76s on the field and a recon tank as well. They've managed to bring a little bit more into the game now that they didn't have before. So I'll just go back to the main screen here. And so we've just seen that that 76 one down the bottom left there, southwest. Again, I'll just explain something quickly. I use what's called the clockray method, more or less. So as I look at the screen right now, 12 o'clock's the top, 6 is the bottom, 3's right, and 9's left. So we're not talking clocks, you know, put a clock face on the screen in your mind and then you'll be able to work it out. So that tank's coming in up there at the 1 o'clock position, that's a 76. Then there's another one coming in down at the 7 or 8 o'clock position. Chimera, though, pushing on the point again, Blue. And, yeah, there's a Panther on there. There's a 76 coming in on the north behind him, and there's also the one south. This is a bit interesting. The Panther, what the hell's the Panther shooting at? Just everything. It's an angry Panther. Usually it's an angry Lux. He's defending the garrison. Where that tank marker just went down, of course, there is a garrison there from the EVO guys. That's going to be a problem. Mister's actually coming around the back of the tank there. He wouldn't have a clue there's a Gary there, but he'll be trying to shoot that tank in the arse. There's the Panther now. So the 76 shooting from up north there. I can hear it shooting. I don't know where it is. There's a huge spawn wave coming in from EVO there. Mister's about to get a bit of a rude shock as he's put 2 into the back of that. Oh, this is tight. Oh, that is big. That was a big kill.
I think they may have taken a couple of their own guys out there.
Let's,
worth it?
yeah, well, maybe not.
Not in the briefing afterwards, but during the game sometimes.
Well, brilliant stuff. All right, thanks to everybody who's subbing and following there in chat, by the way. Really excellent to have your support. I do really appreciate it. This is a ripper of a match. Folks, we're not even halfway through. It's had everything so far. It's had everything. And we're not even halfway through the damn match. What a big match this is. What a big match. And great to see EVO, who I haven't seen play for quite a while, bringing their A-game here, trying to crack this Chimera defense. Chimera have been playing as a tight unit for the last couple of months in all the comps. So they are definitely the team to beat at the moment as far as I'm concerned. But you know, there's some big names in this competition. From the Oceanic community, there's a lot of the Big D affiliates in here. You know, OC, Foy Boys. Who else have we got? TFK, 3 Para. All those guys are in there. So it's brilliant to absolutely see them. But you know, this comp also has others, doesn't it? There are what do we got? 10th Mountain from the States. I think they might have. Do they have Canadians? I can't remember. Actually, there's who else we got? Blue BR1.
BR1, Outpost, FOCU.
Well, fuck you too. No, actually, that's that's the Foy Boys and the only clans group, which you're part of OC, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in OC, so they were calling them. It was kind of Only Boys as the combination, but they've gone with FOCU as the team up one for when there's like 50v50s and stuff like that, and for numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
So yep.
All right, now I'm doing their match later this evening, and it is FOCU versus TFK. Now, the TFK guys started at the start of this year as a massive underdog, and they've come a long way this year, wouldn't you say, Blue? I mean, you've cast a few of their matches, haven't you?
It's starting to get to the point where someone goes, "You cast this one." I'm like, I'm gonna need a date.
Just smile and nod. Yes.
There's a lot of them. Probably, yeah. I've seen a bunch of them as well. The games are really good. And I think they formed. Was it just before or just after the BPL?
BPL. Well, TFK have been around for quite a while, but their actual Hell Let Loose competitive team hasn't. It's only kind of started. For the BPL, and now they're here, you know, being competitive, and they're definitely come a long way. I'm wondering if they've got enough to take on FOCU. Certainly, looking at these two teams in front of us. Oh, Tank Battle, I'm seeing it. Yes, absolutely. That's off to my right by the sounds of that. Is that on the last point? Is that on Mount Halay?
Yeah, on Mount Halay. The Panther is just backing up. It was peeking around the bushes. I can't see. There's probably a 75 or a 76 in the background from Chimera. It was hitting them, so they've backed up to repair. But Fable and Mister are currently sneaking around, so the crew's gonna need to get in quick and hop back in that tank before they get shot.
Yeah, just watching that now on the big screen as well here. We've got Blue nice and tight and close there.
Good save, Potter.
Yeah, good save there from Potter. Well done. Oh, a name I can actually pronounce. Holy shit. That's excellent. Just someone's saying in the chat there, the 76 has the muzzle brake. Muzzle brake. Here's the flanking tank now. Watching that 76 come around. The Panther's turning to it.
Oh, he's
It's a good play. The Panther got the first shot off. Did it? I think... I don't know who got the first shot. Oh, boom! That was a satchel! Oh, wow! That is a bastard satchel at the back of the bush there. The Panther would have had... He put it on the hedge. Totally took the kill. Nice. That is brilliant play there.
Was that on the tank side of the hedge or the other side?
It was on the Chimera side. Like I'm looking on the main screen right now, in that trench just on the hedge, because the Panther was hiding behind it. So why not? So the 76 has been lucky. The 76
can go through those solid hedges. That is good to know.
Blue, I'm just going to save these guys a little bit of moderation stress right now. The moderator is going off. The auto mod is going off. So what I'll get you to do there is tell me about where we're at right now while I just click on this other screen. Tell me about where we're at right now, because EVO, there's an airhead going in, by the way, back at Mount Malay, and a bombing run as well. What do EVO have to do right now, Blue?
Is that a Chimera airhead? Yes. So they've marked it. The bombing run is popping off. There's a bunch of Gary markers popping up where that airhead is. Let me get in really close to that. Where is it? So it's landed. Woo! I've got the clipping on. I've got Potter running up for the airhead. And then Chimera looks to be coming from the west as well, up the hill where those tanks were fighting. And I think they're trying to do. I don't know whether it's a distraction airhead.
It is, because there's nobody anywhere near it. That's going to get taken out pretty quick. It is a distraction airhead. There it goes. The airhead's gone now. I've fixed up the moderator for chat. They'll get themselves happy now. They can sort of say stuff. Don't make me bring out the wax stick, though. I don't have any moderators or anything for my chat, so I prefer... Holy shitbags! That was a rocket or something that just came in and nailed someone. It flew miles. Absolute miles. I don't even know who the hell shot that. There's a couple of tanks lurking around the back there, though.
In the person over the side, but I can't pronounce their name. They are AT. I think they are shooting across the field. Let me get in nice and close behind them. Yeah, they're shooting up the hill towards where Chimera pushing up along that hedge line. That seems to be the favorite hedge line to push.
It's a good spot to come. Yeah, it's a good spot to come in from up there, because it's got. So if I get down and have a look at the ground here, it's because of the hill. So when you get down and have a look at the back of it, there's an uphill or downhill slope, and if we look at the point itself, a lot of it. If you're defending on the point, you've actually got to be on this side of the point to be able to see down the hill, which means you're exposed. You're in the open. So that allows these guys here, Bubbles and Pell, let loose in that, to be able to shoot anyone on the defenders that's trying to defend out this way. It is the preferred way.
Is it an Artie? I think they've zoned in. Yeah, I'm looking at an Artie mark where Chimera pushing from, and infantry marks. I think Artie's just sending shells around that hedge line, and it seems to be stopping them from coming around that hedge and into the point. There's a tiny little corner right there where Pell is. That's a good spot for a garrison in there and an OP, and you can hide in there. But if they can get in there, get an OP, they'll be able to push into the point.
Now, just a reminder there, what Blue's looking at is her screen in the top right corner there. So we get Blue nice and close in on the action and stuff to give you that little bit of sassy flashy. Now, I'm on the big aerial view, of course. Blue, there are two allied tanks around the back, probably about the 10 o'clock on my screen right now. So up to the northeast of you. They're marked. I can see the markers on your map, actually, where those allied tanks are. And they're moved in from that way a little bit as well. The attack's still going on here on the point for... Chimera. They're defending out nicely here as we hit... Oh, this is exhausting. We've hit the 45-minute mark. We are halfway through the biggest battle I have watched in a while. There's been some pretty big battles. Chimera usually bring a good fight to the table. But EVO, are bringing the fight to the table as well here. And it is a brutal match at the moment. Chimera are trying all of their tactics and strategies here to break open the next point. They have managed to hold on to train station here, of course, and they've done it well against an absolutely brutal offensive from the EVO team. But there's no respite at all, as we've just passed the 45-minute mark. Halfway through, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully our voices last out. Literally, thank you very much, T-Reaper, for the grammatical identification there. Literally, thank you very much. It's when you're speaking fast, that's what's happening. Now, EVO stopping the attack on Montelay. They're doing that pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, they're holding this... where are we? Oh, it's right in the bottom corner of the map. It's the far south of the point. And they're just holding this hedge line where Chimera have their garrison just further back there. And it looks like they're creeping that artillery forward as well down that hedge line. And it's just clearing out Chimera every time they spawn. That'll be the neighbors mowing. 1 second. But yeah. Oh, and the tank is back as well. So they're going to want to hold that point as well.
Well, I'm literally looking at the artillery now on the EVO side just to see who's there. Monday's here. Nobody likes Mondays. Certainly if they're shooting artillery at you, they wouldn't be my friend. But Monday's on the artillery with someone else I can't pronounce, unfortunately. What is interesting, though, is what I just saw a couple of people out here on the north headquarters. Oh, that's tankers. That's why. Another Panther coming in now with a transport truck as well. So EVO have a few... Chimera infantry around the back of the point here, though, doing naughty things, which is causing them a little bit of pressure. Charlie squad there from Chimera Blackjack now looking and clearing out a garrison. Let's get down and have a look at what's happening for the Chimera artillery. Now, there's a 2v2 here. Chimera haven't been putting anybody against the artillery that I've seen so far, but EVO are throwing a couple of people against the Chimera artillery. Now, Brainless, Entice, and Cannon Fodder. Entice is actually usually forward, so he's on artillery today, or maybe he's back here protecting it. They've done the truck defense here, Blue, so they've got a whole bunch of burnt-out trucks at the front, which is excellent for stopping up.
Seeing that, you can park the trucks right in front. I've seen sometimes because you start with a recon tank, and I don't think the tankers want that recon tank. They use the recon tank as well. They'll drive it up.
Oh, that was a precision strike. I was following those aircraft in, and on your screen in the top right, that's a dead Panther. Yet again, a Panther in the same spot. Oh.
It was doing well. It was holding that hedge line, but yeah, that precision strike nailed that tank. It didn't get a couple of the infantry around it though, so I have a feeling it landed just on the corner of it and wiped it.
Yeah, precision strikes have got a bit of a sorry, they got a bit of a burst radius. Yeah. So that was a great kill. Yet again, Electro really with some spot-on strikes. But what gives you those spot-on strikes, of course, is excellent intel delivered by your team. So kudos to whoever's providing that information to the commander of the Chimera team, because I tell you what, it's literally helping them win the tank war here by taking them out with precision strikes. Looking at the resources there, actually, they've burnt through quite a few. They don't have a lot on the board. That's quite fascinating. What's resources look like there? Just bring up your map, Blue. I'm just going to pull those numbers. Lots of munitions.
Not doing good. Munitions are alright if they're wanting to run Arty, and it seems like they are running Arty. They've got 2 people on Arty at the moment.
But Chimera don't even care about artillery, Blue. Like, they're not throwing any infantry at that artillery to take it out. There's no one even near it. They don't care about it, which I'm kind of in agreement with, because artillery on an open map like this, you just walk around where it's shooting. Don't take that path. If it starts bombing your hedge line where you're trying to advance on, find another way to advance. So yeah, sorry.
It needs to be on this hedge line. So if the artillery is focusing on this hedge line, you have one squad spawning in and running and see how far you can make it. But also you run distraction. You just throw your body into that artillery because they'll go, yeah, we're still getting them. And you send a bunch of other people to go around and you act as that distraction.
Yeah.
I'm very big on playing that distraction. Oh, the OP's hot, is it? I'll spawn on it 12 times because then they'll think I'm here, you know?
Yeah. Now, there's good intel on this other tank back here. No precision strike available, of course. So, but at least they know where that is for the Chimera team. The Panther, of course, there for EVO, just backing away from the point. I tell you what, somebody has killed something lots down the south of the map because there's another tank down here. That's a Panzer IV, by the way. You can tell by the different darker camo pattern there. The green is really dark. There are a couple of dead 76s and so on down in the middle of the map there. Well, up in the middle of the map here where we were talking about before. So whatever happened there from EVO, they shut down the tank attack, but they've also then lost their tank as a counter. I think they've got tank numbers at the moment, but their tanks are not able to push forward to attack, so they're very defensive play tanks. With 39 minutes to go, they do have time to be defensive at the moment, and they've consolidated that south area of the map, which we're looking at there, where Potter and Co are. Montelay. They've consolidated that area, and the defense is up. So this is now the chance, I guess, for EVO to start a. Oh, and artillery is absolutely on point. It just wiped out what they had going on there.
Oh, I just saw an artillery round land straight on that Chimera garrison, the attack Gary, and just wiped everybody out.
All right, the guys are telling us it sounds perfect. I'm happy. That's excellent. So it would have been a hell of a stream if it wasn't, and they were telling me now. There's body parts falling everywhere as tanks start to shell there. The Chimera guys, there's a satchel just went off on somebody. Oh, that's a bad town to be in. Don't walk in there.
It's the Chimera Gary as well. EVO, unfortunately, I can't read those names. They've just pushed up and got that Chimera attack Gary down in that hedge line there in F8. So they've wiped out that push on that hedge line, and now they're going down the hedge line. So I have a feeling a couple of EVO, English, what? EVO will now push down that hedge line and use it as a counterattack on them and clear them out and use that hedge line to get into train station from the south as well.
All right, so we're reminded that the Chimera guys are allies and the EVO guys are Axis. So when we watch the airdrops come down and such, we know who's who in the zoo. What I just noticed, Blue, is that EVO are taking the town north of train station as well. This is an EVO push. Ladies and gents, we're about to see Chimera put under pressure on a train station again, quite convincingly, I think. The EVO flanks they've got going on at the moment. Blue, maps quickly before we get this action happening up. So maps up, and let's have a look. Just going to talk through the Chimera side at the moment. There's sort of a hodgepodge of stuff everywhere. There's so much information on the map right now. What that tells you is there's shit everywhere from EVO. Looking at what Blue's got there, the all-important squad leaders are up directly north. Well, Blue, you talk through it. It's your map.
All good. There are just a bazillion markers down that road as well. So it looks like EVO are pushing back into where they held were trying to get into the train station from the beginning in F7 and clear that out and get their own garrison back up in there. There's a place Gary mark as well. There's a place Gary mark. So they want to get that back up. The tank is rolling in as well, so they're going to probably push in as soon as that Gary goes up and then put pressure on train station and kind of alleviate that pressure from Montelay. But there's also a couple of squads. They are doing the big flank that I said before as well. They've got their OP far north, not as north as town center, but wait, where's town center? Just under town center. There we go. And they're going round and probably going to clear out Chimera's back Garys as well, which means that Chimera will be on the back foot on holding train station.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Vaughn is you've had a faux pas in a comment there, Blue. Put your butts together. Vaughn, he loves it rather.
Touchy tank butts.
You've
That's what it is.
butt tanking for beginners, right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Touchy bums for tanks.
Touchy bums.
No, wait, is it? Touchy tank bums is the way. That is what I've been calling it. You can't shoot the back of the tank if the back of the tank is the front of another tank. Then you put a repair station in between it. You just back up onto the, and then you could do 4 tanks all facing different directions with a repair station in the middle. Bam! It's just perfect. I want to see it in comp. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue, I'm just watching a big push around the back of train station now. Can you get across there to the northwest corner of train? There should be some blue players coming in. Not that way. Not that way. Keep going. Right. Behind you, behind you. There, look at that. We're going to get nice and tight on those guys because that is a little mini push with the squad leader coming in towards train station. Blue, what's the threat for Chimera here now? Because they don't know about it. They don't know about it at all. I'm not seeing any markers.
Yeah, they are. The garrison that they've placed down in F6 has lit up. So I think maybe Heavenly's on the way to go get that. But they are pushing down into the point, so they'll be able to get any of the Chimera garrisons. Are there any Chimera garrisons on the point?
At the moment, we'll have a quick look myself. Yes, there is southwest corner of that. There's still a fair bit of sector control. There's a 76 around the back there. Just driving past right now, the EVO players, they'll know about it. I'd expect that we'll see a marker from it. Surely they'll put a marker up to say, hey, there's a tank here, guys. But I'm not seeing that level of communication from EVO. There it is now. There's the marker. There, a couple of markers. Yeah, absolutely.
I found it. I was right above it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what they've got nobody there, or maybe that assault player could take that tank out, but that tank's around the back of the point now. It is a 76, I believe, there for the mother break is there. Yep, absolutely. So it'll hold there. Chimera have got the numbers on the point. Evo, what are they going to do here, Blue? They've kind of just spawned out and gone everywhere. They're looking for Garys. What are they doing?
They seem to have spread out, which is a good thing because they just are. Bleh. I can't English today. It's just not today. I have a feeling they're going to be looking for those backup Garys for Chimera and pushing out and just spreading out and getting all the OPs, all the garrisons, clearing out anyone left on point, marking everything, and then pushing into the circle and put some pressure on, because then Chimera won't be able to spawn back on point. They'll have to go further away, and then Evo will have a chance to maybe get some OPs down, do some flopping, get everyone into the circle and take the circle.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, you know, this is fascinating stuff here. They haven't really done anything with it. They've looked for some Garys. They haven't found that Gary around the back here. They got the Gary on the point. Okay, that's important. But they're dying here. They've got one OP around the back. It is pressure for Chimera though. It at least gives them. They have to do something there because all the pressure there for a little while was on Montelay. Here's a bombing run coming in. Wonder if it's going to be with an airhead or anything like that. That must be your bombing run coming in, Blue. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
No, it's a recon.
It's a recon. It's recon. It has lit them all up down by that little mansion down in what is that? E8. So they've marked a garrison there, they've marked the tank down there, and there's a bunch of infantry showing up. Dog Squad is also pushing down that way, so it looks like they're going for those garrisons and trying to get just in the back and clear it out so that the rest of Evo, my guess, is can do a push onto train station.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, we're gonna just look around where I am right now. There's a Panther and there was a Puma racing across around the back here with the commander. Oh, there you go. The commander of the Evo team, I probably should have mentioned before, is a Turn of the Time. Turn of the Time. So that's the commander of the Evo team. And of course, Electro, we've said a couple of times here. The pressure's still on there on the point. Oh, terrible camera work there. Pressure's still on the point here. But they've locked down the defense. Blue, that point is solid, isn't it?
It seems to be, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't see Evo actually. Sorry, who's the other mob? Chimera. I don't see. Oh well, there they tried to push a tank in and it just got shot for its trouble. So I don't see Chimera cracking that anytime soon. So we're in a bit of a stalemate, Blue. It's a stalemate.
Seem to be. They're not giving the point away, but they can't break through the lines. It just seems like they're gonna have to find a good precision strike or a bombing run in the right spot. It seems to be what they'll need to clear it out. I'm just watching this 76, I think it is. Yes, it's got the muzzle brake. Get the engineer who was waiting for him. But they seem to have spotted the Evo squad round the back of train station and are currently looking for their most likely their OP and hunting them down. Which means Evo don't have a spot in the north or even round the back. They'll need to probably do a bunch of squad leads. Just send out 5 squad leads by themselves. Go have a look, and just like get those clown cars going as well. And that'll probably be how to take the point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll be transitioning at the end of this match, just so you know, Blue, straight into the TFK FOCU match. I've got very little time. I'm just asking the guys if they could start 5 minutes. They're watching the flipped Panther right now. Gold.
I did go in chat about
gold. Oh, chat, please don't let me down. It's a crack up. Absolutely a crack up.
I'm watching Evo squad push in. They seem to be all right up here in. Ooh, where are they? Oh, they've got a garrison down in E6. That's why. Is there any Chimera garrisons along the D67 line?
Yeah. D67. Let's do the map look. Let's do the map look. We'll get that going over here. D67. I have a garrison at D7. It's been there for quite a while, so that's one we were talking about before. That's been a pretty good garrison for them. They got the garrison back up at the train station. They've got sector control pretty well here. Talk me through what EVO have got. I don't see it. It's not very good, is it? It's not very good sector control. They've got a lot of pressure from Chimera, haven't they?
Yeah, they're very spread out, but Chimera doesn't seem to get close. I think maybe because they're so spread out, Chimera have to go between like down a hedge line, but they're going to be spotted by 2 different people, and those people could hide better. They've marked a squad. I'm guessing the garrison in F7 or something, or an outpost as well. They're currently trying to clear that out. But they do have a garrison all the way up near Canal in F4. So my guess is they'll be doing a push north because you have the cover of the buildings and you can go down all the streets, and all you have to do is like peek around the corner. You're less likely to get shot running through an open field.
Open fields, good times. Little pushes still going on here from Evo onto the back of the Chimera point there. We've got lots of stuff going on Mount Halay. Something just blew up. That's a tank. That has to be a tank on the point. Surely. Was that? No, that's an AT gun. Oh, okay, nice. They actually set up an AT gun. That AT gun got picked off from range. I don't know about having an AT gun out in the middle of the field here. That's really bad placement, to be honest. Back here is a good spot for that exact same AT gun to get the same effect, because you've got so much. Sorry, where I'm looking, Blue, by the way, is between a pile of old shell tubes of some sort and the anti-tank gun that's or the anti-aircraft gun. No, it's an anti-tank gun that's covered. So putting it behind there there's cover. You probably won't get shot back there from rifle fire either. So no, not really impressed with that AT gun placement. I think that was pretty ordinary. That's 76 now back here with the repair station. Of course, you would always have one back there. Jam and Panic now doing the little shoot and shell onto the point, putting some pressure onto Montelay. Evo's throwing some bodies down there. 26 minutes to go. I think we're going to get lively in a little minute, Blue. I think this is the lull.
Evo's got a little bit of a push happening on the back of train station now. Who's he shooting at? So they're currently pushing up into that point. They're getting into the circle. I've got the squad lead over here. Think they're going for the garrison.
Let's get you following that group around nice and close for us, although he's just dead. I'll keep you down nice and close on that point for now as we just watch what's going on over the back there as well. I'm hovering over the top here as we look at it. There just seems to be a few things going on that are orange on my screen all over the place back here, and that's good for Evo. That's what they want. Here's a precision strike by the sounds of that coming in. I can hear it. What's it going for? It's picked up the 76. That is the first time that I've seen a good precision strike from Evo. We've seen a couple of great ones from Electro, and now we've actually seen one from from the who are they called? From the EVO guys. So well done. Sorry, I was wondering what you were doing. You were fixing up some sound stuff.
Sorry, fixing my audio. Yeah.
I can't do two things at once. I really can't. There you go. It's proven. Now, Blue, as I was saying before, as we start to get into the last 20 minutes, almost in the last 20 minutes of this match, where I feel like things are about to get a little more interesting. The last 20 or so has been pretty quiet. I am going straight to the TFK FOCU match after this. Are you playing in that one? Did we work that out?
No, I'm not playing.
Okay.
I was going to do this. The times confused me, so.
Okay, well, you're more than welcome to join me for the next stream as well, so we can crack on in there because you can talk pretty well about FOCU being your clan, half of those guys at least anyway. So I just throw the invite down now for you to join me for that one because unfortunately Mr.
Sure.
Overly Average can't be there for the TFK side, so we were going to co-stream, but he's not able to make it. He did warn me yesterday. He was in a bit of a big day today, so that's fine. We've got streamers covering it, so we're going to crack on straight into that at the end of this. It's going to be a tight turnaround.
We'll just change servers, change maps, it'll all be fine.
I'll play a pretty video for 1 minute while I quickly flip over to the new server. We don't have to change our screens at all because we're already logged in, and it'll just be.
Look at that.
It's almost professional, almost very close to it.
Almost.
So
Something just exploded on the point. What was that?
On which point? Which point? There's explosions everywhere.
Everything's exploding. I don't know what's going on. I think they're sending. I think it's arty rounds. They are landing in the circle. I think they are going for the garrison, the Chimera garrison. Oh, there goes unknown off the crane. If they have a spawn wave and one of those arty shells land, well, there they go. It's definitely working. I don't know if Chimera is going to have a fun time spawning on that garrison in the point because the shells are just getting too close and wiping them out as they spawn in.
I tell you what, and he's dead now because I was about to say his name, but you never want to be against Pell let loose. I must admit, I know Chimera wouldn't want me to give him a shout out because they're sick of him killing everybody and they don't get some of the kills. Pell is one of their absolute top players when it comes to killing people. Usually you see him running around with a sniper rifle. He's there defending train station and he was doing pretty well with it. But having a look back, I'm just looking at what's going on there. You can see there's some good pressure from EVO. They're not capping yet because the sector control is too good from Chimera, but it's definitely making Chimera think. You can see how many Chimera players have had to come back there. They're trying also, Chimera, to push some the
strafing run. Oh,
yeah,
that strafing run. I have a feeling Pell was taken out by his own strafing run. It's
they don't mind that.
EVO's.
They don't mind that if it does good. If it doesn't do anything, of course, then they get pissed about it, as I would too. But if it's for the greater good, then you accept it. Here's Mister and Milk trying to push in on Panther now. Blue, we might what do we want to do here? Let's get you across to this Panther. Actually, it's over the back of the point there to your left. Or to your right on your screen, rather, because it's right in amongst all the Chimera players. I'm just interested to see what happens with that. Blue's camera, of course, top right corner, and we thank her for joining us today on my stream to do this. I think next weekend, Blue, what I'll end up doing is probably be a camera for you. I won't actually do the casting, so I can support you with an extra camera in the stream because 35v35 gives us those options, which is really cool.
I think the 2 cameras is a good option. It's hard to do in a 50v50. I think it should be a 45 so we can have the double cam, triple cam, all the action.
I'd love to actually see the developers change it so there's a 51st slot on each team for an admin or a streamer. Cam? Yeah, I've said this once before. I hope somebody somewhere one day watches that, listens to me say that and thinks it's a good idea. Just having that extra slot that is a non-playing slot for management purposes and streaming purposes, and also then the ability to jump side to side immediately if they need to. I think
it'd be really good. You could have one on each side. You could then still have it a 49, so you do still have the 2 cams. One spawns in and hits admin cam, and then one goes into that admin spot. I think it'll be really good. Even just add 2 admin cam spots for 2 casters on each side. Bam, you've got your double camera.
Yeah,
Easy fix.
It does have a resource overhead though. Unfortunately, we've just got to be aware of that. That's why I sort of thought about it for a long time. I think for the benefit of the game, stuff like that would be good. But they are bringing out update 13 shortly, aren't they? I think we're
did
getting
see that, yeah.
flamethrowers, and I'm literally just going to tack onto the back of someone with a flamethrower and follow them around all day.
That's the one thing. I was like, yeah, pop me on the top of MG's on the top of the truck, and then you've got your flamethrower on the top as well.
Point of view me with that, and just stay with the flamethrower. Don't care what happens to them. I want to see that shit. All right, Evo's still pressing the point here, pressing it well.
Watching this tank, Mister tried to take a shot at it, got himself, but I think he got the tank as well. They're currently repairing, and Lone Wolf is taking a couple of shots at the tank as well. So this tank should be okay. It should be safe if this spawn wave can get there. But Lone Wolf is now out of rockets, so if the tank keeps backing up, don't go into the trench. Watch the trench.
All right, we've got the defenders back here. Normally, we spend a lot of time when I do streams following Chimera, particularly watching the attackers, of course, and because they spend a lot of time where that's where a lot of the action is. Poor old Heavenly and Hula Kuja back here have been working their asses off in defense. Andy, in particular, has been back here for the whole match, and you can see there was a nice little spawn wave came through there from the Evo team, and there was a little gaggle of 4 racing in, and Hula Kuja has cut them down beautifully. Lovely defensive play there, but there's Hulla and Heavenly coming back in now to try and curtail this. I think Hula Kuja just found the OP. There it is. Hula Kuja's picked up that OP now, which will stop this for the last 10 minutes, this little filter of Evo players that have been coming in the back at the point, because of course it's tying up double the amount of Chimera resources while they try and work out what the hell's going on.
You need a couple of people just to do a little sneaky. Oh, that was a rocket. Someone's popped a... Wow, that was a long rocket from Brian towards the tank. I think he got the OP.
Nice shot.
Yeah, they seem to be pushing onto that tank. So the tanks are in a little bit of trouble. But it is drawing a lot of Chimera's attention. So I think GoTrek is going to try and do a satchel on it.
Yeah.
So long as the tank doesn't see him and it doesn't back up. Oh, watch that trench. Watch the trench.
Now, having said that, looking at this attack now, that OP at the back that got taken out, that shut down Evo's attack. Chimera, although they're still wearing a few artillery rounds to the face, they are gradually pushing forward here and taking the city back again. There is a very tight
tank as well.
Very tight Evo spawn here. There's a tank overwatching that. That 76 is over the back there. Evo have spawned in within 100 meters of the point here. They're not going to cap it, of course, because Chimera still have far too much sector control, but that's a very tight OP. Really close. Anger back there is where the tank is. There it is shooting in, trying to pick off stuff. Chimera will be able to defend that, but that's a little bit of pressure again on the point. Heavenly and Hulla have done the job back there with Hula Kuja, and they've picked up all of that background stuff from Evo. 17 to go on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. The Chimera initiative has been gained here. They've picked up the initiative and they're retaking the field of play. Evo are trying desperately in that point to try and do something, but they're not going to do anything from there with 3 flanks shooting at them. Crackshot back here, pushing in on probably a spawn point from the Evo team out in the open a little bit there. And we're back down the bottom of the map again, and Butterdog and his crew are now working along the exact same hedge line that we were talking about a good hour ago. And they're back here again against Potter and his crew. There's another Panther. No, it's a Panzer IV coming in. Rinse and repeat on the defense at this point. I'm not seeing an AT gun there this time. Potter's about to run in the entire 3-person squad. He's run past. Oh, he's picked up Butterdog nicely. Good defense there. But it's the same play again. Lupus now picked off there. Burrito's in a bit of trouble. 3 versus 1. And Potter's had the good kills there. What's that Panther doing? I can see it's getting hammered by something there, Blue.
Yeah, I've got the... Oh, I'm in a tree, can't see. The tank is just currently backing up. It's about to hit a hedge, but it's just been forced backwards with the amount of AT coming for it. Why does the tank not highlight the way infantry does? That's annoying. But Ayana, I think is how it said. Someone got a satchel on that tank beforehand. Ayana got out and managed to get the satchel off it and hop back in, and they kept backing up. So they didn't get taken out. Ooh, a long shot from Brian as well back onto that tank, but it is hitting the front, so it's not going to pen it. Are there any Chimera tanks?
Well, yeah, I'm looking at one here that killed the Panzer IV on this point on what the hell's it called? Montalais. And they've set an AT gun up, and there's been no passage of information. Blue, can you come onto this AP gun? Oh, you're watching the Panther. Yeah, get on the AP gun. You can see there where Sempre is, and I'll just get you to follow that. There's the Panther down below us. They've set that AT gun up just off to the right there. Finally, there's a marker, a tank marker there. I can see it on your screen. But that tank shot the Panzer IV about 2 minutes ago, and there was no information about it. And it's been able to back all the way up. And the anti-tank gun has no idea it's there. Well, they didn't, and now they do, but it really is irrelevant. The Panther, though, is coming up onto the point. I think that 76 is probably backed off. Oh, it's getting smashed by an anti-tank gun. The Panther just wore one to the face. There's another one to the face. There's the 76 shooting. Whoa, you wouldn't want to be in here. And that anti-tank gun they set up where Sempre and Sake are is doing nothing.
No, I have a feeling the angle that they've got it at is to get anyone coming. If they hop on it now, they might be able to.
Oh, it'll pick up a tank if it comes up that way. But when they
right through there, it's a good cover, but it's not a lot to do an attack on a tank.
Well,
it's really a defensive AT gun.
It's too defensive on one tiny little point. That little point there, you could put an anti-tank person there and defend it just as easily. And they didn't even react to the 76 out in the open where you're just looking. Go back to that camera shot you were. Or I'll do it on one actually. It's bigger.
There we go.
Yeah, to your right on your screen right now. Looking out in that field where that EVO player is over the back there and that Juliet tank marker is, that tank was there 3 minutes ago and they probably could have shot it and they did nothing to it. And that was, it's just a waste. 13 to go.
Is there an angle or is the barbed wire? There's a little bump in the hill. May have been covered by the bump depending on the angle. Sometimes T-guns are really finicky. I find you slight turn and then you look into a tree.
Which makes this tank almost useless. There's two players right now sitting on a tank waiting for the eventual day that maybe, just maybe, an enemy tank will come through that tiny little gap. All right? Maybe they know something I don't, but right now I'm looking at the map. That 76 backed way off to the hedges there, and it's just going to sit back and shell Montalais again. There was another tank coming in from the northeast. That's been picked up, but not by that anti-tank gun. That's a silly position for that anti-tank gun. You could do it with something else. AT mines on the ground would make that pass blocked.
They're trying to shoot down. I wonder what the angle is from the viewpoint. I'm floating around trying to find this tank.
Yeah.
Get the view on where they had the garrison last time, where Chimera's garrison was. So they may have set it up so if Chimera pop a garrison down, they can just shoot, but it won't get any tanks unless they get close, and then you're at a disadvantage.
Look how close. Go back to that gap that they're actually protecting if you can, please, Blue. While we're just watching over the point here, Chimera absolutely holding this right now. There's a big spawn wave below me on the main screen. Just go to the gap itself, not the anti-tank gun, but just to the gap. And look down at that road for us, please. So in Blues, look just up into the air a little bit and have a look down on the road. All right, so you look down there. There's no reason why, as we look down, you couldn't put a couple of AT mines in that area there and completely close that gap off. Push your camera down a bit more, Blue, so we can actually see below you. No, angle, not... that's it, just there, that's it. So right there, you can see... In Blue's camera there, I'm just watching on my screen, this big push coming in. So this is a bit of a big centralised one-line push coming in from Evo. There's shots going in on where Potter is there on Blue's screen. You can put a couple of AT mines there along that fence line and no one will get through. No one could have...
Yeah, one up the top there, one in the middle here. Spread them out a little bit so they come through. But yeah, you'll get the tanks if they come through. Pop an AT... A couple of AP mines as well. If infantry have a habit of coming down that hedge line, AP mines all the way.
Yep, and one or two squaddies there, maybe an AT player, someone who could switch out to AT if there's a threat. Throw a satchel on the tank as it comes through that gap because it's a bit of a tight... Anything but the AT gun. Anyway, I think point laboured. We get the idea. That AT gun is worth shit at the moment. I'm sorry, it's just not a good one. Blue, I'm back over here. Follow that 76 for me, please. I just noticed you're above it. So that's the 76 pushing onto Montelay, I'm guessing. Have a quick look at what we got there. No, it's the same 76 from before. Maybe it's going around the outside and it's going to get shot by the AT gun and I'm going to eat a bunch of humble pie.
Yeah. They're about to do exactly what we said they probably shouldn't do, and it'll work.
Yeah, absolutely. This Evo push with 10 minutes, folks, ladies and gents, we are in the last 10 minutes here. This Evo push onto the point is absolutely going nowhere. There's an equal number of Chimera players shutting down the Evo push. There's the recon squad, the spotter there over the back there, trying to get around the back. But this is defended by Chimera. Blue, we're going to do a quick look at the two maps if we can, please. Excuse me, got the hiccups. And we're going to talk about this. I'll get you to talk about what you can see right now. And what do Evo need to do?
At the moment, there's a couple of squads up in G6, up on the train line. They seem to be trying to put some pressure and go down the tracks to get into train station. House squad is sitting... House squad is gone. We're pushing into to train station from the north. There's a bunch of tank marks. They've probably got some marks for Artie that they want to pop down. But they're getting all of their players to spawn in kind of at the top of where I'm guessing that hedge line is there. And they've got the tank sitting there. So I have a feeling when this Chimera tank pulls up to that hedge line, they may be facing another tank, not just an AT gun. But they seem to... I think the AT gun they put up was like a panic defense mode. Drop a box, get the AT gun up, make the tank push back, but not actually use it for anything else.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not seeing a lot of dots. They're all north of train station, northeast of train station, probably trying to get some pressure on, make a last attack on that. But there's tanks, I think, doing defense on Montelay for Evo.
All right, there's a precision strike going in directly below me that just hit and did not kill the garrison. Okay, so I did not know that a precision strike cannot kill a garrison. Wow, okay, there you go. So I think Electro will probably learn that now too. That garrison's right there. It got literally hit by a bomb beneath me. The bombing run tried to pick up the garrison as well. It was a bit off target. The artillery's been smashing that. We've got the same push coming in from Evo on the same spot. I don't know where that 76 is. The Panther there overwatching from Montelay again. So if Evo do anything, they don't want to lose Montelay, that's for sure. But yeah. They're trying something else here. There's maybe one or two people sort of starting to push out in the middle here, but I'm not seeing any attack really of merit. Chimera sort of spread out everywhere at the moment. Lots of defense up there in that northeast area of train station as they stop whatever's going on there. And I think it's definitely Chimera's match. That's what I think here. I don't think they're going to be able to crack open.
So Evo have to do a massive push to get Chimera off the point. I got Butterdog, who's squad leading, coming around the other side of the hedge to the tank. They just took their OP, so I'm guessing that tank is going to back up just in case. Butterdog is
He's a dead man now. I just saw that.
It's Caster's curse, guys. We're going to start keeping a tally. Every time we call someone out and then they get killed, we're very sorry and we'll apologise later, but that's our fault.
See, now here's an interesting thing, Blue. As we look in, I'm just down where you're looking as well, where this tank is. So we know Chimera have come in here multiple times. So as a squad leader, you wouldn't want to put your OP anywhere near this area here. Where I'm looking out on the screen, where you're kind of looking out on the screen. Oh, that tank just took a round. You put your OP back over this way somewhere.
Oh, there's an airhead.
All right, that's Chimera airhead. Yep, that's a Chimera airhead. So they're trying something.
That is a good spot to have an airhead, because that's where you want to push. You're very protected, and you'll be able to swarm it. If they bombing, no, they won't bombing run.
No, they used the bombing run before up the north. So, but you know, the OP placement in that area was not real good. I mean, it's another 50 meters to run, and you have to be able to run across the open there to get to that hedge. But Chimera have been just frequently running along that hedge line and getting up there. It's pointless putting your OP there when you know that they can get there pretty much every time.
AP mines, when you push them out the first time, a couple of AP mines down, go back for the box, just put all 6 of them just along that hedge line. So if they come crawling up, especially you want to get that squad lead, especially the one who's going to put an OP down. Clear him out, get him with an AP mine, and you'll have 6 in a row. So you can get him easily 6 times.
I just watched Spherical come in. I just watched Spherical. He was the entire spawn wave off the airhead. He's run 100 meters and been shot for his trouble. So he's coming. He's only a support guy. He's run in. He's thrown in some supplies. He's run forward. He's been killed. That's their attack. That was the Chimera airhead. It's obviously a distracting airhead at the moment. With 5 minutes 29 to go, all they have to do is hold this as it is, and it's GG's. They've won 3-2.
Does Chimera have a garrison down in that corner along that hedge line?
Chimera have a garrison at Echo 8, and then a whole bunch of the sector control stuff. They've got 7 garrisons on the field right now. They've got no red zone.
Forward carry to try and get an attack on Monthelay. Because there's 5 minutes to go. They could cap it, and again, Evo could cap it as well.
Here's a precision.
Either way at this point. Oh, is that going for the tank?
It's going for that tank.
Oh, it missed. But it did get the person repairing. So who is in that tank? There's only one person left in the tank. So they're going to have to either hop out and repair or wait until your crewmates spawn back in.
All right.
That was very close.
4 minutes to go, ladies and gents. It's definitely Chimeras. There's no Evo attack coming in here. You can't see. There's 2 spotters there. They're not going to be able to take the point. So it literally comes down to what Chimera want to do with this last point. Evo now starting to spawn all their bodies back there. I believe this competition, it's about points too. So if it's a 3-2, you still get your 2 points. That's correct. So Evo do not want to lose this point. Whereas for Chimera to be good to take it. Evo, of course, a 3-2 loss is still a loss, but they're not going to take. There has to be some miracle with 4 minutes to go. Some miracle here for the Evo players to crack that open, and it's not going to happen. There's a spotter on the point. He'll be trying to find that garrison. He won't. He'll probably find the on-point garrison. Finally, someone's around the back here. I have not seen any Evo down this way at all. This area here, this has been just Chimera have held this all day.
I'm looking at the map. House Squad's back in the point at train station. I think they're going for that garrison on train station. I think if they take it down, might see a push. There's an airhead going. Evo have an airhead hopping on the point at train station. Other than that, everyone is in and around Monthelay. So I have a feeling, depending on how that airhead goes, going to see some redeploys into that point.
All right, so
have to land very quickly.
So show me that airhead again very quickly with the last 2 minutes of the match to go.
It's landing smack bang in the middle of train station.
Okay.
So I don't know if did House Squad manage to get the garrison on train station?
All right, so they did take... No, the garrison's still there. The spotter's dead. The airhead's falling with no one to protect it. So this was the last roll of the dice here. They ran a spotter in. There's another spotter in the back there, of course, we looked at before. They ran a spotter in to try and protect an airhead.
Over that airhead.
Yeah, I can hear... Is that... Yes, it is. It's coming in. It's going to hammer it. That tank's going to have to hit it. This could be a little tight. 234.
I might get the tank. I'm not sure. I'm seeing it right on the edge there on the map.
Here's the bombing run, but the airhead's gone. The bombing run timing was poor. It was about 10 seconds too late. The tank was protecting it, so that's fine anyway. All the infantry got wiped out. Muffed the timing up there, the commander of the Evo team is. So this will be GG's to Chimera. It will be a 3-2 victory for Chimera. They won't take that last point here, and Evo won't take the train station there with 1 minute 56 to go. There's no overtime, of course. There's a Panther coming in now, getting shot in the arse there. So, look, Blue, we're going to wrap up in the conversation here. Well done to Chimera for... This was a big match, ladies and gents. We've just watched one of the best matches you'll see in this competition, I think, in relation to the absolute grind fest that it was and the fight. So, that doesn't mean the other teams aren't going to demonstrate that. It's just that this is the level of competition we're talking about here. These two teams have absolutely thrown everything at it. Some people were killed so hard that they've actually been killed in their next battle probably as well already. That's how hard they were killed. That fucking Panther, though, flipping on its head. I'd challenge anybody in the community to try and do that again and show me a...
MVP of the match.
Yeah, you got to give him a point.
It's always the medic, but that tank... They flip. I didn't see it. I was right there. I think I had my map up, but I'm gonna review the footage later and see. I think they hit it and then flipped. But
Yeah.
my goodness,
So
that was the best.
we will quickly do the transition very shortly here as we watch the remnants of this match. This has been a great match for Chimera. But they'll take a lot out of this one. They could not squeeze the next point. They could not do it. In all the other matches I've seen them in, they've been able to adequately roll teams fairly well. This is the first time they've come up against a hard no, and it was a very hard no from EVO. So Chimera will take a lot out of this. EVO will have learned in spades what they did right and wrong here. They almost had that centre point a couple of times there. But what was super interesting was that hardly anyone used the middle of the map. Absolutely not playing the middle of the map. And the flanks weren't there. Excuse me. The flanks weren't there. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Around the middle of the map quite a lot.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Chimera victory. We'll go across to the warm-up screen there. We'll give a commendation to who was cool. I think Andy around the back there from my side for that defence there the whole time. Blue, we're looking at your screen there as well, of course, at some of the players. Oh, no, actually, we're not. Let's go back across to that. And I would just want to bring that up again so we can actually show who's playing in the groups. Blue, probably a useful point right now. We will talk about these matches at the end. For now, we'll just get across to the other stream, I think, to the other match that we're about to cast, the other server. I'll get that information to you shortly. Having a quick look at the two teams here, though, I always like to get that information out no matter what. Resources were stretched pretty hard in that match, so that's interesting. Really used almost everything. There was nothing left in the tank. Excellent work. Okay, we're going to drop off of that screen. I'm going to go back over to the warm-up screen here. We're going to leave that server. I'm going to throw that music away. And we're going to find somewhere to enlist. We are fighting on... What are we fighting on for this one, Blue? Actually, what I might do is I might play that...
I might look it up because I'm not too sure. I wasn't doing this one. Stalingrad.
What we might do is we might go to mute here and we might actually play the video I'm going to do for the next match. And that is who we got, TFK versus FOCU. Yep. And we will get that... My rabbits visit me. Hello, rabbits. How we doing there? Let's find a match that is the one I need. Where we got? There we go. APAI, stream intro video, TFK versus Only Boys. I'll just stop that quickly while I get that up onto full screen. And let's everyone watch it. We're going mute.
So FOCU versus TFK. We're on Stalingrad as well. We have who we've got. I think FOCU will be playing Axis and TFK are on Allies, I believe. But yeah, I'm surprised to see a Russian map on this as well. People don't usually like playing the Russian maps, but Stalingrad's good because it does have a lot of cover. It's I don't have perms for this server. I'm going to message someone. Hang on. I'll do that like I did. uh yep. Yep. Yep, I'm all good.
Oh, I just realised my microphone's on. Ladies and gents. So you've heard me talking about fucking nothing for the last couple of minutes. All right, sorted. Anyway, so we've just got this happening now. The map is rolling. We're starting up. Mapped 20 seconds. Blue's going to talk to you quickly about FOCU and tell you what they're all about while I go grab a quick drink and be right back.
So FOCU is both Only Clans and the Foy Boys. They get together for bigger games when it's like 50v50s, if people need numbers. A lot of these competitions as well, they've been playing together just like a lot of clans do as well. So that's what that is. That's why you'll see a bunch of people with different tags. And then TFK is, I don't know a lot about TFK, but I know that the Hell Let Loose version, or Hell Let Loose part of TFK was made for the BPL, which was held earlier this year, and that's the Oceania competition that happens. So it'll be good to see the Aussies against each other. And I'm surprised. Again, I'm surprised that the Russian maps are in. Stalingrad's a hard map just because of the hills. There's lots of places to hide. It does tend to be quite close quarters, and then you'll have tanks sitting up in spots where they can like shoot across the map and everything. So I think. Oh, yeah. There's that second roll as well.
Second roll right now. So yeah, Blue, I'm back at the computer, of course, and I'm just I've got my tasty beverage here. Everything's going well enough. We are just setting up right now. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh God, get in the right squad. Don't go joining random. So this is a TFK versus FOCU. I am on the TFK team. Watching them. We'll just set all the admin camera stuff up. Blue is on the FOCU team from her clan, so she's going to be completely biased here, by the way, ladies and gents. Don't believe a word she says. This is the most biased cast you're ever going to see.
No.
But that's okay, Blue. That's why we're offset with me, the neutral. And it is Carriage Depot. What a place to fight. Oh,
in the middle.
Oh God!
Playing this, like, not map. Why am I pulling up map? I'm so.
Yeah, no, I need map. I need map. Give me the map. Give me the map.
There we go.
All right, so here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see now. Blue, wait a minute. Am I on the Allies? I'm on the Allies side. I need to swap those two little logos around up the top there, don't I? So while we're doing that, let me ask you about Carriage Depot. What do you know about it?
Oh. It's open. It's on the train tracks. It's one of those like Stalingrad, right down the middle. If you're up north, you've got some cover, but right there, all I see is train tracks, and there's just going to be no cover. You're going to have the train carriages, and that's about it. There's not even really any buildings on the point, so they may have to build their own defenses. But what they will be wanting to do is get in and around in the proxy area and hold those buildings around there, and that's probably how they'll hold, defend, and probably take as well. That point, because just in that little circle there, it's open as anything. You just need so much smoke just to get in there.
All right, and of course I've managed to not put the icons up the top there correctly. I'm on the wrong side here, so I'll just swap those two around. I think, yeah, because I was going to be on the TFK side, of course. So the FOCU side, because Mr. Overly Average, being from TFK, he was going to cast the TFK side. So there we go. We fixed that up. Late changes for the streamers. So top left there, ladies and gentlemen, you can see I am on the TFK team watching their side. They're the allies for this match. And then blue is the FOCU side. She'll be the orange players on my main screen and the Axis. And blue, of course, top right corner there for your stream as well. Now, just going back to the map quickly, Blue, if you can bring your map up again. Just going to talk through what's happening on mine first. A couple of dudes up the top there going towards House of Workers. Got a light tank there at India 4, of course, and another tank there. So a couple of stragglers up there. Medium tank in the middle, and 2/3 of the team going straight for Carriage Depot, of course. And one down the bottom there, running on the bottom. Blue, what do you got quickly?
I have exactly the same. I've got a light tank north. I got the recon tank south. I have all of the transport trucks going down the middle. It looks like they're both doing those wide flanks. Yep. So I think they're going to have the same tactics, and they're all going to run into each other at the same time. And the amount of attack and RD marks and move marks I have just around Carriage Depot. Yeah. There's so many of them, but none of them are on the tracks. They're all around those buildings, around the edge, because that's the only cover that they've got.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just look. I just heard that. That was an interesting rocket. Where the hell did that go? That shot at that truck. The truck's dodging it. I heard it, and it dodged. Oh wow. That's amazing, isn't it? All right, so
Drake, he's on the top of a transport truck. I think he shot that rocket all the way over there.
He is that is the end of that truck. Sammy D's like, what the fuck just happened?
Sammy D's survived. He's going to get that OP down. He may want to get away from the wall though, and get his OP down and get everyone back, but I'm surprised he survived. He must have been driving.
First blood to the TFK girls and guys there. That was a hell of a smashing of that poor old truck full of people. Shot. And TFK are going to have the advantage now onto Carriage Depot because they've got the numbers. You can see there's a random truck is driving right forward. It's dropped off Beefy out the back there, and that truck's now trying to get in towards the point. Klausy trying to get in. Lotion jumping around the back there, although I like to call him Lotion. And he loves it too. Brap, Danger Class. All right, so those guys have still got some numbers there. Supplies dropping down below me. All right, this is where we start to get interesting as the metal and meet each other. Rounds going everywhere. The artillery's starting to pound in. We might. Oh, there's a kill down south. That truck picked up. That's a tank. That has to be a tank down south somewhere. Where? Way down south.
It's way down there. I'm zooming in. Who we got?
That's a campy little Puma.
Following the recon. So he'll have just gone all the way around, set up there, swap to the gunner seat, and then just shoot down there. I don't know how far you can see, but clearly he's got that entire back of those warehouses covered. And that's where most of TFK seem to be, in those warehouses as well.
Most of the TFK guys are away from there. There are a couple there, and of course they would have been trying to put a garrison around the back there or something, and some OPs, and that would wake them up. That's very good strategizing play from FOCU. They've obviously had a good look at the map and worked out what would happen if they, played this particular map. And those lines. This is the big thing about. There's an angry Luke's. There's an angry Luke's around the back of the point as well. Oh, this is a bit of trouble for TFK. They don't know it's there, or if they do.
Light tank as well. It's coming around the back.
Yeah, we're just going to have to watch that. There's so many things going on here, and there's so much open space.
I saw that. It hit a bump and it did a little flip.
Oh, nice. But it's still moving. There's so much open space here. It's actually a little bit harder to cast because, someone could get shot from 400 or 500 meters away and we won't even see who's shooting them. We'll just see the result. Or the other way around.
Definitely.
Someone will shoot and we'll be like, where the hell are they shooting at? Like what happened with that truck on the front at the start of the battle there. We had no idea who shot him, but it was a great shot. There's a tank marker on my side now. They know that Angry Luke's is running around the back there, and it's getting marked by half the free world. There's 4 squad leaders on top of that. TFK, though, have lost the momentum here. With that south push and that Puma shooting from the south, FOCU have managed to get the initiative here, and they've started the cap. It's now pushing in their direction. Hell Destroyer is on the point here. Let's see who that... Get his name right for you. Hell Destroyer, yes. He's on the point there, but he's by himself because TFK have been pushed back. There's some Overwatch fire coming in from probably an anti-tank gun. I'm not really sure. Let's just check. No, that's a tank. Up here somewhere. That's a Panzer IV. Good play there, putting the Overwatch up there. So they've got 2 very good Overwatching tanks. They can shoot north and east quite freely for the whole match, and unless they're taken out, that's going to be a hell to play in amongst these buildings and trains with 2 tanks shooting you from 2 different directions. So real troubles.
Fuck you tank as well coming up. They're waiting for just 1 extra person. It's a medium, and I have a feeling they're going to sit right where I am on the top of this hill where that truck got hit at the beginning, because you can see most of the map from up here, and they'll probably use this wall as cover. They can shoot down into the point and they'll be able to shoot, I'm guessing, the TFK. Is there a TFK tank in H6?
Let's have a look. Yes, no, there's a truck and an anti-tank gun. Here's a rocket attack coming in. They absolutely need to do this, but it's not affecting the target at all. FOCU are in the point, and they're to stay by the look of that. There's Trauma Stu. He's, of course, one of our fellow casters in this competition, so I'll give him a shout at the moment. Blue, I've just thrown down a shout for you. I forgot to do that in the first match, but here we are in the second match. I've got that one there. I want everybody to look here at this anti-tank gun. I only found this out last night that you could do this. This anti-tank gun is in the top of a building. That's right. It is in the top of a building. It is in the top of a building at Hotel 6 Keypad 9. See if we can find it, Blue. But I didn't know you could do that. And there are multiple spots on this map that they can do that. It's not...
What a hack.
I know, that's pure hacks there. But why not? I mean, that brings a whole new dynamic to the game.
Look, if it works, if the game allows you to do it,
that's obviously legit.
I think it should be fine. I think also for the Russian side, it gives I'm just seeing the shells float into the AT gun. It gives them a kind of an even out, because on the German side they do have that hill. So you put a bunch of tanks up on the hill on the German side, you can shoot down onto the Russians. You can actually hit. I think they're mid-spawn from that spot I was talking about earlier. So this kind of evens it out. It gives them the height advantage, and it gives them their version of that tank spot.
I reckon 90%.
It's a good spot.
90% of the community that's watching right now just realised you could put AT guns in the top of those buildings and watch them all starting to play Stalingrad soon. Let me tell you that. I literally, sorry, I don't get time to do research on any of this stuff because I'm so busy with my normal work. But I try and pay attention to what's going on around me, because there's so many people that are smarter than I at this game. And just seeing a couple of folks last night actually putting up, there were multiple anti-tank guns up on this very map, and it was incredible. I was impressed. I was impressed. Anyway, we've seen FOCU have actually taken the point here, and they've taken it convincingly. And these guys have worked together for quite a while. This is Only Clans and the Foy Boys, and they were head to head against each other in the BPL back at the start of the year. But now we've got them working together in this international scene. And they are very, very good. TFK, no subs here. They're definitely holding their own pretty well. If we think about the TFK team from the earlier in the year, they would have been rolled already, almost. That's the challenge they had against a team that's strong as what this FOCU team is. But TFK holding their own pretty well, and they've consolidated the defence here on the House of the Workers. So shouts to the workers. Raise your glass to them. And I am management, so House of the Workers. Good on yous. But, TFK are not giving up without a fight here on Carriage Depot. But what we have from FOCU are some very, very, very good recon players. or forward players. I like playing forward here. Repurpose is one of those people who does very good forward play. Nothing wrong with being a squad leader in that position either. You don't have to be a recon, but of course you can't put your OP as far forward. Here's a little nasty squad there, or two from Putang and Danger Klaus there. TFK guys doing a good bit of trade here. These fields are hard to fight. Well, it's actually a city and it's just been destroyed, but it's a hard area to fight in and defend as well. But TFK still controlling. What's that, about 200 metres out from the point, 150 metres out from the point. They still control that area. Blue, I'm interested to see what the maps look like right now. So if we could just pop over and have a look at the two maps together. Let's just see where we are.
Still sitting on that AT gun. As you speaking of repurpose, I saw pop in to my screen. So I have a feeling she's coming for this AT gun. She is making a beeline, but there's also a garrison marked south as well. So I have a feeling in G7.
There's a Gary on G7. Looking at that.
Yeah, they'll be heading for that to clear them out in the south. But it's funny that the map it's middle, then north, and then middle again. Yep. So you kind of got to go zigzag across the map.
There was
this one as well.
There was that match we did the other week where Utah, it was just literally 5 points across that 3 row.
Oh, right across the top. Yeah.
What a ridiculous map that was. I've never had that. I've never actually played in a map like that, let alone cast one. So that was funny as hell. But looking here now, we've actually got like a lot of garrisons, good sector garrison coverage there from the TFK guys. I'm going to start calling them Chimera and bloody Evo now. Looking at your map there, of course, the same sort of thing from FOCU. So both teams here have got their shit in the one sock when it comes to setting up garrisons and everything. Artillery, we've got a couple of people on artillery. We'll probably go and have a quick look at that now. FOCU are just starting that flanking work now and they're doing it well. Artillery on Stalingrad's a little bit interesting because you've got all those buildings covering. I've got Joshua and Cab here for TFK there on artillery. They don't have any barricades or anything because they don't really need it. By the time someone's moving around to shoot at them, they're pretty close anyway. We'll whip down the other end of the map there.
It's Tattoo and Shirkle for FOCU on Artie.
Yep, absolutely. Now, have they got anybody protecting them at the moment, or is it just the same sort of thing? No one's caring too much about artillery.
Doesn't look like it. I think it's too far. I think they have to get through the middle, and I think everyone committed to grabbing the middle and getting up into the north of it. So I don't think they've got their recon squads around the back. I think recon might be going for the back Garys. Stalingrad's good that you can have Artie falling all around you, but it's quite easy to just hop into a building. You can hide from Artie a lot easier than you can on Carentan in those fields. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree with you there. I've got Bread and White just running around the back there. White Bread, there you go. Again, my own jokes. That's one per stream. And they're trying to clear out some stuff at the back there. So there's always going to be some sort of garrison up here. I don't even know where it is, but there will be. There's a Panzer IV actually, so that's good as well for the FOCU team. There'll always be some sort of garrison up around this area because it gives an overwatch into the point, and so they want to be able to spawn up there to defend. So Bread and White, you'll always see infantry coming up through these buildings. I love coming up through this area as well. The machine gunner up there, of course, Standoff doing his shooties. Bit of a flank coming in here. I think those guys there, Danger and George, are sort of a defensive group here. There's George shooting. Oh, he's rocketing the artillery. There you go. Let's see if he hit it quickly. Quickly.
We'll follow that. You can do the long shots on these maps because there's no the trees aren't in the way. I think.
Yeah.
I just have Juicebox as well. Taking out Glasson and repurpose for the recon squad. It didn't get their. Oh, maybe it got their OP, but he's cleared them out, so they're gonna have to probably spawn back and do a runner as well.
So
TFK are clearing out their back lines as well, which is good.
What I'm seeing here is Danger Klaus is actually doing what we watch in some of the other teams. And I'd just like to point out, by the way, Deathless has explained to me in chat there that when you put a precision strike on a garrison, you can destroy the garrison, but it has to land 100% dead center. I mean, the odds of you actually getting it that perfect, unless you're looking at it yourself, are pretty remote. So, I don't know about the merits of using a precision strike on a garrison, but hey, you know what? If you've got the resources and nothing else to hit, why not? It does take such a long time to reset. But what what Danger Klaus is doing right now is, and they're starting to shell the house of the workers as well here. Klaus is actually moving his way about around the back of the house of the workers, and he will set up garrison and spawn points around the back here, although there is a 76 back there. Who am I on the Allies? Oh, yeah, there's a 76 back here. But this is what we see done well on other teams like Chimera and so on, they run around the back, they get something ready, and then bam, they get a spawn wave in, and there's half a dozen people suddenly in your back line ripping your stuff up and killing you. And look, even now, there's mirages in there as well, so a bit of trouble there for TFK. Having said that, I just saw the point blink, and it's blinking a few times, so they got a bit of a spawn wave here, Blue. There's a bit of attack from TFK.
Yeah, there is. There's a bit of a push from them. I was following Trauma Stu around, just making sure that we're there, and I think I got him killed because I was following him, so Caster's Curse strikes again. I got Hubert and Dan fighting in this trench line. They're on the other side of the wall. Oh, that was a good grenade, Hubert.
Right.
I think he's going to get him. Yep, there he goes.
I'm going to let you chat about what's going on in the point here now and what they need to do. I've just got to fix something up here, so give me about 1 minute, Blue. Tell us the story about what's going on. This TFK attack's getting shredded by artillery, but look at that.
Yeah, it looks like it. So TFK are pushing into the point. I think FOCU have the trenches on the point. Let's have a look. Yep, they're in the trenches on the point, so I think they might hold it. But TFK are getting round, and there's drop bears lying down in the tracks, and Sammy, they're not looking at each other. You two, I'm just gonna point you guys out for later. Turn around. One of you, for God's sake, you're right next to each other. Dear Lord, this has happened before, but they're apparently just chilling on the point together. We'll just give them their space. Let's just please turn around. I want to see this. Oh, Pops, Pops, you gonna see drop bear? Nope.
No, nice. Drop bear MVP and right there.
Now on, here we go. This is all we've got. Jesus. Guys. Turn around. Oh my goodness, they missed each other. This is the new tank flip, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I don't know what's happening on the rest of the map, but this is the game right here. Oh, Sammy D's run off, so I think Drop Bear might live.
Blue throwing down some of that completely unbiased commentary that we were talking about.
Drop Bear, turn around. Come on, here we go. Oh, there we go. Taken down. Oh, it was either or. Drop Bear got a bunch of them though. Drop Bear's been clearing out the point. So I don't know where is the garrison. They don't have a garrison on. Oh, they've got a garrison just behind Garage Depot. So Drop Bear's been chilling there and just like clearing out the point, which is probably going to cause a couple of problems there. Whilst I can't see TFK on the map, but from the markers, it looks like they're starting to push in, and they're starting to get around and a bit of a flank as well.
Okay.
How much of TFK are up in House of Workers?
Look, there's a handful plus, so maybe 3 or 4 in that area, but they have the spawn-in ability. Hey, just quickly, Koala Hub is the TFK commander. Who you got on FOCU as your commander at the moment? It's the Whiskey Man, isn't it?
Whiskey Man is commander for FOCU.
Now, he's a dirty foy boy, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Whiskey's foy boy.
That's absolutely. So usually, I mean, OC foy boys have quite a few people there that are good commanders, so I guess they would probably try and share that around a little bit. But TFK, I don't actually know who some of their commanders are. I know Mr. Chu does some stuff in there as well. So Koala Hub's a bit of an unknown commander to me, but they're doing okay here. I'm really pleased at how both teams are playing here right now on such a challenging map. This one, I love Stalingrad, by the way. I think it's one of the best maps we've got in this game.
I like Stalingrad too. Everyone's like, I hate Stalingrad. Oh, it's the worst. No, it's not. I think I find it quite fun crawling around, hiding in the buildings. Because
there's what Stalingrad offers that a lot of the other maps don't is find for me the hedge that everyone advances along in Stalingrad. There isn't one. There's no single line of advance. I guess, except for the train tracks a little bit. I get that. But if I'm looking over the train tracks now, I'm just watching that TFK push, which is getting shut down. Even here right now, if I'm looking down way up high over those train tracks so I'm up the north and I'm looking down south. Below me, 9 o'clock, so 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, that entire 180-degree arc, there are options for advancing. And, you know, if you are trying to advance where drop bear is in the middle of the map there and you're getting shot a lot, come down south. Go up north. You know, you just options. Whereas on the map we just watched, which was Quarantine, Montelay was 2 lines of attack. They couldn't get in there because you could just close down those lines of attack, and that makes it a lot harder.
Sure.
Hey,
I'm watching Lieutenant Spears, I think it is, from TFK, is just going down one of the trench lines, doing exactly what you just said. Managed to hop into a trench and is just kind of cruising down.
but what's he going to do as support? What's he going to do as support there? That's the problem.
I think he's just going to shoot at them, but I think he's probably going to hold and wait and maybe see how much cap weight there is. I think he's technically in the circle, so he'll be able to tell how many there are. But it's a good spot because he can just now go all the way around, all the way north, go somewhere else, go into the train carriages, go back out of the train carriages. This map has all, like, the hedge lines are the entire map, so you can come from any direction and you can go different directions for the same attack as well.
I love it. The hedgerows, the entire map. Hey, there's a bit of a push going on here from FOCU now, though. They've managed to, as I said before, there was just oh shit, who was it? God, I can't remember who it was from FOCU that was out here. Where's his name? Oh, Danger Klaus, that's right. So Klausy was out here, he was doing some stuff, and there's a bit of a wave coming in. TFK shutting it down quite nicely. But yeah, look at this. This is interesting. FOCU are just getting some momentum here. They're about 200 out blue. But it's a single attack line at the moment. They're sort of in that one little area. Because TFK are putting pressure on the point still, Spearsy is still in that trench doing things.
Just still there, still chilling, still taking pot shots. So it's going to be hard for them to find him because he could be anywhere in that system, and there's a bunch of little bumps, crates and everything. You can hide really well, and you can hide along the ground as well, which in other maps you can't necessarily just lie flat on the ground and be hidden, but you can. There's a bunch of stuff that you can just squeeze behind, and then you'll be quite safe from prying eyes from certain directions as well.
Nice. Okay, so the streamers, the watchers there have just finished watching their Chimera EVO match, which was a pretty good match, I think, and indicative of the level of competition that we watch in the Oceanic community as well as across the globe at the moment. And as we said before, the APAI is a global competition. So right now, though, of course, we're watching FOCU and TFK do their thing. And this is, again, an early cap by FOCU after a great first play for TFK. There was that Puma down the bottom of the map. I don't even know where he went. Let's have a look at the maps, actually, Blue. Let's just take a quick look at what's going on. Talk me through what you can see.
Spears get shot. I think Trauma Stew got him, so the casters do have it in.
Oh, don't tell him that. You know? He'll clip that shit, and he'll be playing it on his stream over and over.
It's a soundbite now. But I'm seeing the recon as well. TFK are quite spread out, and they're just kind of. It looks like they're starting to encircle the point. There's a bit of pressure on the cap itself, but most of it seems to be in that proxy weight, just around in the buildings. Like I said, there's no cover in the middle of the map except for those carriages. And there's a double convoy of tanks up the top heading into House of Workers. On that, if you're up near House of Workers, they're rolling up. Is that 2 Tigers? We're going to identify those, but I've identified them wrong.
No, I don't know what do you got up there?
Right at the bottom of the circle of House of Workers.
What a play!
Tank convo.
Here it
and
is.
A Katusha strike as well.
There it is. The Katusha strike comes from my side, of course, because I'm on the Allied team. That Katusha strike. Here it is, the double Panther. Mike's squad's worked that out pretty quick and gone, oh shit. And all the tank markers are now appearing on the on the map. That's a big play there. Of course, we got the tankers there: Jagdpanzer, Eski, and Jaeger and Vapor, Kingsley and Suicide, those guys are playing tanks all the time. I can see there's a tank shooting at that Panther though. I was watching him come in before, so that's a Terry Flat Gamer and Pan shooting in at those two Panthers, but they're not going to be able to hit him real well because of the terrain. But these two Panthers, they're not capping. God, whatever that hissing sound was just killed me. There was a flare below me in the camera. The big trouble here though for the TFK guys, but maybe not. I mean, the Panthers are not going to sit still. They're circling around, shooting at things. So Ulysses just wore a full.
Thumbs? Do we have? Are they back to back?
No, they're not touching bums. Oh! And one is dead. They put a satchel. Whoever that was just dead there, got shot by the Panther. He got the last laugh because he slapped a satchel down next to the wall, and that tank drove into the wall. Classic mute from Noppers here. That was half an hour ago. Shh! Don't tell anyone, Deathless.
We've been seeing that though. People, I remember casting a review, and it was on Hurtgen. Oh, there is an airhead. Let me zoom over to that. They popped the satchel on the wall next to the tank, rather than trying to get it onto the tank, and it still took it out. So I think people are learning is like you don't have to touch the tank.
Big play here.
Is taking the airhead down on the point.
Big play here. The airhead's there.
Has as well. Is I don't know height in the point. They'll be putting their OP down. Oh, and speaking of them, they've been taken out. Never mind. They won't be putting their OP down at all.
Everything. Is there still an airhead there?
No, APAI got the airhead, but I am hearing a bombing run. Whose is that? FOCU bombing run up at House of Workers. Is that going to get the TFK Gary up there?
There was an airhead on the point, and that was taken out by Nemo, I think, who was then shot for his trouble. The only thing left here is the Panther. Ahmed Hazar is coming in at the back there. They're trying to run across, but Spence Teddy is picking him off as they run across, although he didn't get him just then. Here's Putang. Okay, there is a lot of stress here on the point for TFK. They are in a bit of trouble here, Blue. They have been holding pretty well. I can hear that supply drop coming in now for the Allies. That's a square one. Oh, and the Panther. The other Panther's dead, Blue. So that's great defense from TFK. They've shut this down. Although we've got a bunch of very good players from FOCU on the point right now, I'm pretty sure TFK are going to be able to hold this. They're going to be able to clear them out. I mean, they're trying. FOCU are trying. They've got 5 going in on the point now. There'll be a couple more. There's just some very good defensive play at the moment. What have we got over in the middle at the moment there from TFK attacking?
I was watching Terrifold start marking things. So I'm not sure what they marked, but marking in these warehouse buildings. And I've also got just as my English is not good today, doing a really wide flank south. Got the binos out, having a little peep. My guess is whereabouts are we? Gonna pop an OP down somewhere down here for sure, and then probably get a clown car going and get a bunch of people to redeploy on that OP and get some numbers to put some pressure on the south.
All right, explain the clown car for those at home that are playing along with us.
So clown car is pretty much, it looks exactly the way it sounds. What you do is you pop an OP down, and if the officer is on the respawn screen, you can kick people from your squad. So what you do is you call a clown car or you call a flop. Whoever's dead or people will redeploy, they will go to your squad, they'll fill it up, and then you just kick everyone and just make room for a friend. They stay in the squad and they will still deploy on the OP if they've locked it in. They'll deploy just as normal riflemen if certain classes are taken, and you can get half the team through your OP. Works really well on 50v50s just because you have 20 or 30 people dead at one time, and you can just get a bunch of people through, and you can put a huge amount of pressure on a point just by having a good OP and then just kicking them from the squad as they spawn.
Absolutely, excellent explanation there, Blue. Thank you. Here's another Katusha strike. Where is he sending these? Trauma Stew, have a Katusha strike, mate. Apparently, that one was.
I think it's personally for Stu.
I think it's
there.
Personal. Oh, Jesus, that's going in the Book of Grudges as well, right there. Trauma Stew taking an entire Katusha strike to the face and surviving, walking it off even. let's give Trauma Stew a little bit of a crawling it off. Poor old Trauma Stew. I'll do a little bit of a shout out to Trauma Stew because he's one of our friends of the streams. He streams lots of Hell Let Loose.
Well.
Casting tomorrow. There's 2 more matches tomorrow. What time are those matches, Blue? You're doing one, aren't you?
They are double. I know exactly when they are. Wait, no, that's not the right one. They are at 12 tomorrow. Both of them at 12.
There you go. So Blue, Rose Jelly and Trauma Stew will be casting tomorrow. I'll give shouts to Blue as well so that we get...
has the BR1 versus 3 Para, and I have Gary Busters versus OPBHB.
Absolutely. And so you see Blue, Stu and myself, we work together quite frequently. As someone's just said, the collab's working really well. Look, I enjoy having Blue here because she brings... And same with Stu, they bring a different dynamic to what I bring. I bring grumpy old man, and I do that very well. Thank you very much. All right. So it's nice to have some different energy in the room. You know, that age demographic is important for the community as much as anything because there's heaps of grumpy old men on here, Blue, but there's also a lot of younger players like yourself, you know, that and men and women that are enjoying this game and enjoying what's happening, you know, with this competition and all the stuff. So I love working with the different streamers we've got there. We were going to be having Mr. Overly Average tonight, and he and I were going to be co-casting, but he's flat out today, unfortunately, so he had to pull out. Big push just happened then, Blue, from FOCU, and they're on the point still, and they are hitting stuff.
Point is starting to turn as well.
Yeah, it's already gone. It's blinking. It's going backwards and forwards at the moment. Deathless just pointed out something to me. Of course, I have an Allies logo. I have a Russian logo too. Damn, I completely forgot.
And we'll see that in about 15 minutes.
Right, there you go. Thank you for reminding me. It's not actually the Allies, it's the Soviets. So we will get that because it's important to have that level of detail, I think. You can set that up pretty quickly. All right, Blue, what's happening with this push?
I've got where are you? Because I'm still on carriage depot. Oh, I was about to point out Hull Destroyer, but Draco said nope. Just as is back completely around the back of carriage depot. Working on, my guess, getting an OP down, trying to get that that clown car going just for a bit of push, and then they'll alleviate some of the pressure happening on House of Workers as well. And I'm seeing it, whoop, and there goes just as, sorry, commentator's curse. I'm seeing a TFK push as well from the north. So they seem to be working their way down through those warehouses, and that's a good spot to come in from because you got the buildings for your OPs, probably pop with garrison in there as well. It'll be relatively safe from a bombing run. And then you do have most of the carriages around the back that you can use for cover to get in there.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, look, there's still a lot of FOCU down here on House of the Workers. I think TFK are in a bit of trouble there. What's super important is all these folks around the back. Supply from Klausy. These guys switch roles as you know, like sipping water. It's frequent, and and so they'll change around as they need to. You don't get tied to your class or your experience or anything in this game. This is all about working the attack, working the defense, making sure you change for the flow of battle and so on. TFK are on the point here, Blue. They're on carriage depot, but they're not in, like they are capping, but not enough. And
it'll make FOCU think about it. They'll think, how many are there? Is there a big enough push? Are they clown carring as well? Do we pull someone back? Because there's enough of it going that FOCU may have to start worrying about it and maybe alleviate some of the pressure on House of Workers. Let's
point out something again here, though. FOCU have formed as a team from 2 clans, and they've definitely improved. There's certainly some things I would do a little bit differently to what they're doing here, but hey, you know what? I'm sure that we could all say that. And they're playing pretty well together here. I'm liking the flow. That's what I like. I can say the same thing for TFK insofar as what I said before. They started this comp team only earlier this year, and it's come so far from what we first saw from them. If you go back to some of my early streams, if you're that bored. Having said that, though, they've just lost their tank at the back here. I think that was an IS. Actually, no, that might have been a 34. Let me just quickly check that. That was a 34. Is it? Gosh.
I don't know the Russian tank names. I'm not very familiar. I do know that the Russian recon tank, I just call the Beetle, because that is one ugly tank.
There's no tanks down here at all, and Glasson is down there harassing their artillery now. So they finally got into a position where they've taken that out. I actually can't tell from the burnout tank. I know what an IS looks like. It kind of looks like both tanks at the moment, to be honest, and I don't have a visual of it. I think that's...
Do you think they crashed? They crashed, they exploded, and then fused together. That's what happened.
No, it's thrown me. I've been playing tanks games for years, and I just can't work that one out from that burnout tank. Someone in chat will tell me, right?
I called a 76 the 75 for a Holocaust. That was a...
I think that's 34. I don't think that's the IS.
I've got a what looks like it might be a clown car back from TFK. Terrifold has gotten their OP down here behind the wall. That's up the hill from carriage depot, and they've got a squad spawned in. So I think they're going to start putting some pressure on carriage depot from the back as well. And they're all moving in. They've got cover from the trains, carriages as well to get in there.
Yeah.
And they might make FOCU think about pulling some people back. I think, are they still working on that north push as well for TFK?
So I was looking at TFK's map just before, and I'll go back and have a look in a minute. But for now, I'm just focusing on the point here, which is, like, it's being held, but it's only just being held by TFK. They're fighting hard to defend that. You can see it's blinking, it's going backwards and forwards. There is a push. Remember when we said that airstrike before that was aimed at? Oh, sorry, the Katusha strike that was aimed at Trauma Stew.
Yeah.
Well, there's Sofa Kings up there now from FOCU. Here's another Katusha strike. I reckon if this sucker lands at the back of the train carriages here, where's it going? Ooh, no, it's still off. It's off.
Be careful where it lands.
It's not where you would want it. There's a tank rolling around the back there. Hang on, is that an IS? Let's have a look quickly.
Oh, it's taken out one or two of them. You got to be careful.
That's a 34, ladies and gentlemen.
Evading death.
So I reckon that other one was an IS because that was the 34 I just saw then. 34 being the medium, IS being the heavy. The rockets were pretty good. I actually thought they were falling further to the south there, but as it turns out, they're landing. They've killed a few. Did they take out OPs and garrisons? Well, that's another question.
I don't think... Can Katusha take out garrisons? Is that what evens it up?
No, I don't think so. Sorry, someone will correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure no.
It's a Russian army that can take out garrisons? Is that a thing?
I'm going to say no again.
I hear things. I need people, please help in chat. Correct. Because people say things and they go, oh yeah, it'll take out the garrison. You go,
30 minutes time, we will know the answer to that question, ladies and gentlemen. Well, for us anyway, in 30 minutes time, you will know the answer straight away. All right, so the push from TFK was shut down convincingly by FOCU. There is that tank bopping around down here.
We got a tank.
Oh, that is a great Panther kill. He's just walked in there and smashed that. I've got my tanks confused here, ladies and gents. I'm in a shocker. Absolute shocker.
I need to pull up. I'll get my tank book. Hang on.
10 years of World of Tanks. You'd think I'd know my tanks by now, and yet I got that wrong. Okay.
Hands of 4 mouse pad. That's the only one I'm ever going to get correct because I just have to look down.
Let's go down here and we will show you what a T-34 looks like. There is a T-34, and that is why that other one was a T-34. Things that give it away is this at the back, I guess. But that is a T-34, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember my metadata for it, of what its tank gun is and stuff like that. But there she be, all right? It's a small tank, but the Russian tanks were either small or fucking huge. That's always the way. They had really interesting tanks. I was a fan of the KB2. That was my favourite tank. I love the KB2.
I love the
especially with the big,
the recon's called.
Oh, those stupid things. Yeah, I don't think I've ever driven one.
I said it looks like they took a tank top and put it on the back of the truck, and someone just went, "Yeah, that's kind of what they did." I went, "It shows." That Panther that you were talking about before as well, it's come around the back of Carriage Depot. I think the
Follow
push
him
from
in for me,
TFK
Blue.
has made them. Pardon?
Follow him in for us. We'll watch him go through.
Here we go. They're getting really close to those OPs. And I think the push that TFK had from the back has made FOCU pull back from House of Workers just for a moment, and send the tank back.
Well, you say that
currently going north.
they pulled back a bunch of people onto the point itself, which completely stopped any sort of attack that was going on. But they haven't
Went
actually.
into the circle.
What Klaus for Putang and the dudes and dudettes that were hanging with them have done on House of Workers, they've cleared out the OPs and the garrisons that were spawning TFK players. TFK have lost all spawns. They're going to lose the point. The reason they're going to lose the point right now is they've got 5 infantry circled around from FOCU, maybe 6, and a Panther as well that just drove around somewhere below us. There it is. I've got the hiccups. Damn it. This is a FOCU cap, and they've done that through clearing out all the stuff. And it's been a long, deliberate clear out. I got the hiccups. A long, deliberate clear out by Lotion, Klaus, Putang, and whoever else they had with them there before, I can't remember. Right now...
Also cleared out the TFK OPs that they had around the back. There's only one that I can currently see. See if there's a spawn wave, but I have a feeling they'll just abandon that OP and then go straight back to the defense, which is what the mill.
The point is now, FOCUs, they've taken this convincingly. You're going to see everybody respawn off a Carriage Depot now and smash into this, and they've got one to take. It is, near their headquarters. I think this battle is suddenly going to fall apart for TFK, unfortunately, unless they can take this point back and do it convincingly. There's 2 Panthers in there right now. TFK do not have the resources to play with. They've got no fuel. Clearly, they've spawned a tank up north. That's an IS. We'll go and have a quick look at that tank for you so you can actually at least see it. Where the hell is it? This is what an IS looks like, ladies and gents. You can see the similarity with the bloody 34, but there's no big boxes on the back. An IS, a very flat tank as well. I think what you're going to find here is that this battle is about to fall to pieces for TFK because they've lost this point now, and FOCU will now throw everything at defending this. They will absolutely put all of their forces on here to defend, and then they'll attack with something down this way. And you can see already to the south of Grundinen's mill, there are infantry trying to push in. There's infantry pushing in the middle here. Those guys have redeployed. Guys and girls have redeployed from Carriage Depot, and they're starting to pressure the point already. There's a recon squad there, repurpose, and just glassing that have been pissing the artillery off, and their artillery's gone now. There's nobody on the artillery anymore. So they've shut down that artillery, and now they're going to sweep in from the south. I love attacking from this area, this set of buildings down the south of Gradinen's mill. It's so much fun to play in here. Those buildings are friggin' huge. They are absolutely huge. And you can never remember which building you're allowed to go in and which building you can't. And there's an airhead.
There's a doorway and you're like, oh, this one. Nope, not this one. The next one. Nope, not that one either.
Blue, there's an airhead in the top of the building.
In the top of the...
Yes.
In the mill?
Yes, in the top of the building. I just saw an airhead going. Can I get through this wood? Yes, I can. Where did that airhead go?
I see supplies up the top of the
building. Have you got an airhead on your map?
I do not.
Oh, okay. That was just supplies there. It looked like an airhead.
Yeah, there's a bunch of TFK supplies in the top of the mill. But
I could have sworn that was an airhead. Maybe it was and Pariah took it out. Maybe it was a TFK airhead and Pariah took it out. Chat, can you please tell me if 1 minute ago an airhead was taken out by Pariah? Here's a bombing run. This is a German bombing run, of course.
Ooh, straight across the point.
Did it pick up the garrison? Watching. No, it has not. He's gone a little bit too far.
Is there garrison in the building?
Yeah,
what is that?
It looks like it. Nemo there spawns in. Nemo's a good friend of the stream, by the way. He supported me on another activity a while back, the BFI. So here it is, garrison inside the building. There it is, a garrison.
I didn't realize you can get them in. Sometimes you can't get them in the buildings, but it's good that if you can get it in the building, it just covers it so well from bombing runs.
Let's get outside here. All right, So all the work to do for TFK, I don't think they can get it back now. I think it's
Nemo and General are pushing down south to get to push back on that FOCU attack from the south. They took out someone, I'm not sure who went down, but it seems like the recon squads are also going round. TFK still on the Artie?
No, they were off before. There was nobody on it. I just realised I had my chat turned off, which I usually do, and I saw your chat come up there with some comms going in. And Spears there. I don't know when his message came through, but amazing on defence. And they were. TFK were doing brilliantly on defence there. They definitely, got pushed out eventually, but that was a pretty good defensive line they had there for quite a while. I'm just looking now at the IS is up the top here, lurking with intent, trying to get a push onto House of the Workers. I think this could work out okay with them. If this IS has some infantry support and just crawls in slowly and they just grind away, they've got 43 minutes left. Unfortunately, they're not going to get time because FOCU have got a 270-degree almost attack happening. Look, Glarson's around the back there shooting people. Classy and his squad are pushing in from the south. Northwest, there's Spaceman, George Soros, Hubert, Camo, Pariah, and Lord Ginge, and Lotion's in the middle of the point. Unfortunately, I think this is GG's for TFK. They're taking the point back. They've got bodies on it. They'll be able to use a reinforce. Did a reinforce come up? I didn't see one. It will actually appear. It will appear. And Lotion's in the middle of the building with everybody around him. Lotion, known for liking 6 guys at once, is taking on that opportunity. He's in a building with them all. All right.
It's hard in these buildings as well because you go up, you can hear them. You can hear them running around, but then you don't know what floor they're on. Are they above you or are they below you? And are they running away from you or towards you? It's really hard to tell, especially in the big ones. Like you just gotta stop. I always stop and wait for them to come to me because I'm like, I'm gonna turn a corner and lose that quick draw. This
is the beginning of the end, unfortunately, for TFK. Oh, they're starting to contest the other point, so there's blinking, but FOCU just have too many numbers here on the point now. They really do, and a couple of OPs going in there would seal their fate. I think for TFK, they're fighting hard in the point, probably desperately calling for people to come back. There's the garrison's locked on the point. Folks are still spread up on House of the Workers, and they're 50% capped. They're throwing down an airhead, by the way, at Golf 3. I just saw appear. So they, what that play does is tells me that they're not really paying enough attention to the fact they're losing this point right now, or they've just kind of gone, oh fuck it, whatever, just do whatever now, which is quite possible. But this is about to fall to FOCU if they keep that big kill there from a rocket. The garrison's gone.
That may have been the garrison.
It was. The garrison's gone. So that's going to be GG's, Blue. You'd be happy with that, with FOCU having a win here. Reasonable win, 40 minutes. So it took 50 minutes for that match for the FOCU team to take those 3 points.
This is a hard map. It's just one of those things. If you can spread out enough, you might be able to get into a point and take them out.
Counter cap. Hello. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Big spawn south.
There's so they've got, where's that is there a garrison down here for TFK?
No, it's way south. There's another garrison on Grunders. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen.
They've put the garrison back up, and they've taken down everyone.
They will cap this back. This is not GG's. I was certainly premature there. They're in a lot of trouble. Don't get me wrong. TFK are in a bit of trouble right now.
Protect the garrison. I've got.
They've got numbers, Blue. They've got numbers on the point.
I got an OP. Oh no, that's the garrison. Sorry.
Let's bring up our maps. Let's bring up our maps and have a bit of a look at that. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look what we got.
So I got a FOCU push in pretty much from the center. It looks like there's and Ginger's down the south as well, but there isn't any FOCU in the circle anymore. So they're coming back in. So I think TFK have taken back the point. They just now need to keep the numbers to flip that back.
So like looking at the map there that I was, no, you're right. So just look at the positioning of everybody in relation to TFK. Now they've surged back onto the point on my map. Blue, you can see the defence northwest of House of the Workers. So that's the place where TFK have been trying to push through there. Where Golf Squad is, so Quebec Squad on my, that's Bread. He's trying to clear out garrisons around the back there of House of the Workers in Fox 3 and then push in, that north side. But there are so many FOCU players up there. And we know from before, as we go back now, Blue, we'll go back to the main screen. As we go back up there, it's pretty open up there. It's like there's plenty of cover. But so once you start running around up here, you'll see. And then, of course, they've planted a Hubert up here. All right? And Hubert is a friggin' brilliant player. He's known for being very good shot. So he's an early warning system. That's what we would call an alarm Hubert. All right? All right. So the battle's on still. I feel that TFK are really pushing shit uphill with a stick in the rain.
They spawned back. I think they kind of a little close to spawn back and get on the point, but they must have spawned on a couple of OPs and just gotten that proxy camp and started flipping it back. And then they got the garrison back up on the point, and they were able to spawn on it enough to get it back. But I'm watching TFK push out from the point as well. They're in the warehouses, which is, again, a good spot. You can hide in those.
Oh, Klausy. Sorry, just interrupting quickly below me. I saw Klausy. He was obviously looking to either go around and clear out a garrison or run around the back and set up a garrison into the northeastish sort of area there. He's literally found a garrison and he's run into it. Dan, Terry Flap and Hot Dog have come in and thrown all the bullets his way, and that's the end of Klausy up there. Sorry, Blue, keep going there. That was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's alright. That's the way you turn this map. You'll turn a corner and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna flank north. You know what? Let me go one more building across because I'll go slightly wider." And then, there's a tank doing donuts around the point.
Yeah, there's two Panthers. Everybody, literally everybody.
1, 2, 3. We've got 2 ATs, and
three
ATs, and an engineer. Come on, boys, run! You can do it.
Sadly, they've probably all got satchels and not rockets. So
yeah, it looks like we're just doing donuts around the point. But as I say, you'll choose to go round a certain building. You go, no, I'll go the next one, and you'll find that garrison. It's like garrisons and OPs can be absolutely anywhere on this map. Other maps, the open ones, it's kind of like there's places where it's not going to be, like the open field. But this doesn't really have. It's got open areas, but it's not a massive open field. So you could easily put a garrison in an open area because there are those little broken buildings and the little structural bits. And it's easy to get your flanks. I'm just watching this tank.
It's hilarious that like everybody's got a satchel. No, just somebody's got to have a rocket. When there's 2 tanks, they've got free reign at the moment on the point. And they're following each other around. Probably a little bit further back than I would like. There's a nice shot from that tank on the spawning in the building. I think it picked up someone out the front. Juicebox rocket, that's what he needs, but he's about to get shot by Tattoo, I reckon. There's a nuker with a satchel for sure. Here comes the tank now. The tank just kills everybody. Oh. Yeah, that was pretty big killing just there. There must be a TFK tank somewhere, surely, by now. They've got no...
You can shoot rocket. If you popped a support box into the building, you can shoot rockets from the building.
Yeah,
that's usually what I do.
There's a couple of free tanks on the map here that they're not using. The TFK tanks, of course, have not won the tank battle today. The Panthers are definitely ahead on the game there. And against... here's an interesting point for you, Blue. I know for a fact that the better tankers in the Oceanic community will always prefer Panthers over every other tank right now. So I
hear the Panthers are the choice, even over Tigers.
We've seen the 2 Panther meta incredible on some of these matches, and they're doing pretty well with it now because they're very unstoppable. You know, you've got to coordinate your infantry to take them out, or get your tankers on it as well. You know, ambush them. But when the map picks are being done,
Oops, someone's got rockets.
I honestly think that should be something. If the commanders aren't already, or the map pickers aren't already thinking about that, that's what they should be focused on. You want
It's the gun. It's the gun. It's not the AT. The Russians don't have an AT rocket. They have the AT gun, and that's what people weren't running.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Of course, they'll only have satchels. I completely forgot about that. But what's important there is against specific teams like OC and FOCU, their tankers are very, very good, but they're better in Panthers. I've seen that in the streams. So if I was playing against FOCU, I would be trying to ensure that whatever the pick went, I'd be trying to avoid letting FOCU have the Germans. Now, do you get that choice when picking? This is for everybody at home who probably have no idea about how the picking worked. I can't tell you how it works. They kind of go off and do this stuff in a channel, and lots of random information comes up, and then suddenly you've got...
They start voting, and then there's the map.
Suddenly there's a map with two teams, and they've got a side each. So it'd be interesting, A, to hear what chat has to say about that. But B, you know, is it something you can control? Is like, you know what, whatever we do, we've got to keep them out of Panthers. Because I think it'll make a difference. Having said that, where are the friggin' Panthers right now?
They got taken out, so I saw one go down south of the works. There was an explosion. I think what happened was the AT players redeployed, and they chose the AT gun, and they were doing a couple of shots. And because I think you can get a couple of shots off on that AT gun. Sorry, the AT rifle thingy. You can get a bunch more shots off than you can, say, a bazooka shot, and you can get them faster.
Yeah.
So they swapped to that, and they were just hitting them, and then there was an explosion.
Yeah, saw that.
The Panthers ran off. One is I don't know where, and one got taken out.
All right, so that's an interesting point there as well. Trying to slow them down so Satchelists can get to them. Precision strike coming in.
Where's that going? Who's that for?
Don't know. It's going over that way. What the hell did that just hit?
North. That was
it was a tank.
I think
it was a tank.
One of their idle tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've spent the resources on taking out a tank because they know. I mean, we know. Look at the fuel. It's terrible at the moment for TFK. They've bled fuel pretty badly here. And so they're not getting a tank anytime soon, those guys that are possibly waiting. Poor old Koala Hub, he's not having the best of run here with... how's his resource? Actually, yeah, look, he hasn't even got a full set of nodes anymore. They don't have nodes. There. That's the problem. Joshua needs to sort that out. That's probably what he's doing down the bottom of the map. Going to bring up your map as well there, Blue. We'll have a look at that.
Yeah, so munitions is it's all right. Manpower's doing good. They've only got 620 on the fuel, so they're probably only able to get one... Is the Panther slightly cheaper than the Tiger? Or are they same?
What a great question.
Because if they're slightly cheaper by 100 or so, I reckon people are running the Panthers because they're slightly cheaper.
Yeah, I don't think they're...
And they'll run Panzers as well because they're cheaper. Although the Tiger is kind of what you want because it's just... Well, it's tanky, really.
Hang on. So I'm going to ask the question. Are the Panthers the same price as the Tigers? I'm asking that in chat. The reason I'm asking that there is because we'll get a straight up answer, won't we? And we'll be able to talk about it.
I would like to know, please.
Because I don't look at that too much when I'm commander.
I know that the 75, is terrible, but the 76 is good, according to someone who tanks. But they're like the same price or something. So if you get a 75 and you're asking for a 76, people get upset.
Yes. Now
there's a FOCU push down the south again. They've got an OP down. They're sending rockets into the mill. But I'm watching Coffee here. Coffee looks like they are stalking this Pariah squad here, trying to take them out. I don't know if there's any TFK. Are there any OPs slightly further south in like H7-ish? Oh, there goes Coffee as I speak.
I'll come and have a look at that. I just was showing the viewers up north here the fact that the TFK attack is literally stopped. It's not going anywhere. It's got a Panther rolling at it right now. Bread's around the back of the point. He's trying to do what he can, but that TFK push is dead. a medic, a whole medic. Wow, there you go.
Medic. Sorry, I saw a Taduk was running medic, so I was like, "Hey, there we go."
So
Medics flew in.
there's a garrison around near the artillery, just south of the artillery. Is that what you're telling me, or an OP?
I was wondering if there was a the OP somewhere down there, because there was a couple of people down there. There's also a FOCU half track coming in from the south, very very south. Where is it?
This is the
half track.
This is the play that is about to occur. This is where they're. Oh yeah, and Joshua just died.
Oh yeah, and
where he was trying to build
on the road. What bad luck.
He was trying to build nodes down here. That's not where I built them, by the way. But that half track now, it's been marked. They know there's a half track down there. But
yeah, that'll most likely get marked.
Well, it's going to get hit by a T-34 that's going to come up looking for it. Maybe. I'm just watching that little play now. Get you to follow that half track if you can, please, Blue. Interested to see where it ends up.
Zooming past. Here we go. We'll follow the half track. Half tracks are good at certain points, but I find that spawning, the spawn time on them is so slow that sometimes it's just better to hop on a Gary that's 30 seconds and then just get on there.
A half track is a deliberate play to achieve a certain thing, and that is that you want to spawn a mass wave of people in a certain area. You know, you race your half track forward to have an instant engageable garrison that you can then shift around to drop people in different places if you need to. I don't see anyone really use the machine gun on it too much, but you don't necessarily
really
see
attention to a hard track though. You want to quietly put it in the building in a hedge corner somewhere, and then just drop it off, leave it, tell everyone about it, and then have people spawn on it.
Well, we've just seen it. Koala Hub's chasing it, and the T-34 has gone the wrong direction to try and find it, but they wouldn't have had a clue it was racing up. Geez, I tell you what, that intel on that half track's brilliant. They are absolutely amazing. That half track will be dead in about a minute. But is that an airhead dropping Blue? Supplies.
There is supplies falling on house workers. Whiskey's parked the half track, but I think that they can hear Ready Fish. Ready
Fish is there. Koala's been watching it.
Going to try a satchel for it, and then Koala's coming up back at the back. So if Koala can get Whiskey,
he did.
Fish can take him out. So I'm reckon he'll be running satchel class, probably satchel it, and whoa. What was that?
That was his tank. Just shot him.
Oh, I see it. It's all the way over here. Yeah, the tank's taking it. Whoops, the tank's taking it.
Pan, Gamer, and Terry Flat. That's pretty average, to be honest. He had a satchel. He was about to satchel it. And that tank has missed. Or it's missed it.
Missed?
Oh, that is. They've not hit it 4 times now.
I find sometimes I've ricocheted off a half track, and I wasn't sure you could do it, but if you hit it in the wrong angle, it'll definitely not pen it, which is very annoying when you roll up on it and you're like, oh, half track, and then you try and hit it.
Blue, if I was old mate who had the satchel for that thing that didn't get his satchel off, I would be pissed as right now.
I would be mad, yeah.
No question. And they lost half the point now. They haven't even used the half track. But it's still there and it's still fine.
It's one of those things that you can bring up and you can park it. And if it doesn't get used, it's not necessarily a bad thing because it's an extra spawn point. You can have, 3 half tracks at a time?
Oh, I've never tried. I don't know.
Is it 2 or 3? There's a limit to it, but I know you can have 2. I think you can have up to 3. Chat, correct me when this goes live. But
I don't think they're going to get time, Blue, because we're just about over here, unfortunately.
We'll just spawn in, play a game, spawn as many half tracks. But it's an extra point when you've reached your max garrisons. You can have a bunch of half tracks next to or just close to another garrison, and then you've got 2 spawn points in the same spot, and then you just pick whichever one's closest.
All right. Well,
deploying. There's
25 minutes left to go. Here's a bombing run coming in from FOCU. Actually,
I think we'll get to see the bombing run.
No, that's the end of it. So. A comprehensive enough victory from the FOCU guys there. Let's just have a little bit of a look around here. Who was that poor bugger that had the satchel?
Fishy.
Fishy, where is he? Quickly find him. I can't find him. Damn it. I missed him. Fishy, there he is. Ready Fishy gets the satchel bonus there for missing out because his tank shot him. I just find that disappointing as hell. Oh, yep, Dead Man's just pointed out the stream information. I didn't change that. So it's...
Whoops.
Yeah, we didn't get time to do that. Yeah, that's something I'll fix up for the VOD and the upload, yeah. Unfortunately, didn't get time because I had to quickly whip into the battle. But look, there's your favourite players, ladies and gents, if you weren't looking at them before. Great job from FOCU. Look, TFK have come a long way since the start of the year. That was a pretty good defence there for quite a while. But once they got that second last point cracked open, it was going to be always difficult against free-roaming squads forward. Blue, summary of today's matches, if you could, please.
I think both of the losing teams defended incredibly well. I think EVO held Montelay for ages. They just dug in, but they couldn't get through Chimera's hold on train station. And then TFK have done the same. We thought the point was going to flip at one point as well. We thought they were going to lose it a lot earlier, but they managed to bring it back and they really pushed them out. So they defended their mill really, really well. I think that garrison, getting that garrison up at the last second helped them hold that, but they couldn't get House of Workers from FOCU just at the last minute there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Blue, look, I didn't get the logos up for this either because I sort of just ran out of time, to be honest, in the stream as I was trying to jump between them. But we've got a little bit of laggy skippy there. That's us. We'll finish it up there. I'll wrap it up there. I've enjoyed this. I think we've seen a lot from both teams there tonight. And in both streams as well. Now, Blue, what are you doing tomorrow? Let's try and get this. Let's go back to the live page, maybe, because I don't think. Oh no, I've got a monitor up. I can do this. I can do this cleverly. Let's go to the main monitor and we'll talk about what's going to come up tomorw. Who are you casting?
Tomorrow is, what have we got? So we've got OPBHB versus Gary Busters at 12 Australian daylight saving time, so Sydney time, and then Stu has the BR1 versus 3 Para match at 12 o'clock as well.
All right. So if I do,
one's on Hurtgen and the one I'm doing is on Quarantine.
All right, so if I do the primary display full, right now we can all see that beautiful little image there, OPBHB versus, well, it's not even full screen, is it? But yeah, OPBHB versus Gary Busters, and cast by the lady in the chat there is a Blue Rose Jelly, and we'll do a quick shout there for you. And then whipping across and having a look, what's the next match? It is the...
Stu's one, so it's the
where the hell is it?
BR1 versus 3 Para.
So Germans are definitely here, by the way. I can see that in chat. Lovely to see you guys. Oh, BL1 versus 3 Para. There it is. There we go. So that is the other match. And, of course, this is a Trauma Stew. Oh, shout out first to Trauma Stew. So we will see that tomorrow. I'll try and watch one of them, Blue. I'm pretty busy tomorrow, but I'll try and come along.
I think they're running at the same time. So
let's spread the love around their community and support both of our streamers tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of hours of streaming. Blue Rose Jelly over there on the side. Thank you, Blue, for being here. I've really appreciated it.
No, that's all right. I have fun on these. I really enjoy these.
And chat, lovely to have you here. I've been your host, Noppers. I will look forward to, I don't know what my stream schedule is going to be like next weekend. I've got a pretty big weekend of other stuff going on. I will catch you at the next stream that I do. I thank you very much for your support. I hope you enjoy the rest of this stream, and we'll do a raid at the end. In 30 minutes, we'll raid someone or something somewhere. Otherwise, good night and goodbye for now. Thanks for watching.
Bye.